how are we all doing? Welcome back. A big day of Premier League football today. Huge day of Premier League football. 3 big games back to back, right? 3 big games back to back today. I'm live for all of them. First up, we're doing Newcastle-Chelsea. This one's a big game for different reasons. Chelsea, listen, they're not in a bad position in the league. They're 4th. But Enzo Maresca, some of the comments he's been making, there's question marks over him. Obviously, there's links over rumours he might be going to City at the end of the season. All sorts happening. So, Enzo Maresca, pressure on him. Chelsea, I think, have to secure top 4 football this season, given how much they've spent and how much they've backed him and whatever. They got 4th last season, but it was just by the skin of the teeth. Are they going to be able to do it this season? For Newcastle, it's a little bit different. For Newcastle, obviously, they lose Isak in the summer. Very difficult summer for them. They bring Voltemada in. He's hit the ground running. Albeit the Tyne derby probably wasn't the best example of that. And Johan Wissa also coming in, but getting a massive, delay to his Newcastle career. Injuries and all that stuff holding him back. So he's come in. He scored the other day. Obviously, that's a big plus for him. Big plus for Newcastle and Eddie Howe. But they're still struggling, aren't they? They're in the table, somewhere around... Is it 11th, 12th? Where are they? Sasha, how's it going, LJ? Good to see you. Yeah, what's the sitch with Newcastle in the table? I've got the table up on screen, but I can't see exactly where they are. Is it 12th? Is it 11th or 12th? 12th. The 12th in the table, which sounds a lot worse than it is when you consider 4 points is not all that much ground to make up on the European places. Obviously 6 on Chelsea, of course. If they were to win today, then 6 becomes 3, and 3 is a very doable, sort of gap to make up on the Champions League spot. So, yeah, I think a Newcastle win here would be huge for them. Chelsea, equally, but I think for different reasons, neither side can probably afford a defeat. I think if Chelsea were to look at this and go, we lose at St James's Park, all of a sudden, Man United have got Villa tomorrow. Could United get a big result? Liverpool got Spurs at 5:30. We're live for that one as well. All of a sudden, some of the teams could start to claim some ground on them. And, it's maybe not as certain that they get top 4 next year. Or Champions League footy next year, rather. So, yeah, big plus for Chelsea, I think, to avoid defeat here. Newcastle, a little bit different. Like I said, if they've got any ambitions of European football, they're in the Champions League this season. I'm sure they'll want it again next season if they've got ambitions of keeping players like Tonali and, Chow, Livramento, Lewis Hall, Voltemada, lots of great players at Newcastle, and they've all got ambitions, and are they going to stick around with a club that maybe isn't in Europe? These questions will be burning in the minds of Newcastle fans, I'm sure, given what they went through this summer with Alexander Isak and leaving to fulfil ambitions that couldn't be pursued at Newcastle or whatever his explanation was ultimately. So yeah, listen, at the end of the day, big game, huge opportunity for both teams. Looking forward to it. Don't forget, 3 big games today. Newcastle against Chelsea, followed by Spurs, Liverpool. Then tonight we're doing Everton, Arsenal. So we'll go through all of them all day. I've got a quiz for you as well, half-time quiz. We'll be doing that, of course. Neil, bro, never seen anyone watch so many games. Listen, as my wife says, Neil, I am very sad. I watch lots and lots of footy. I love it. Love it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm into. Everyone's got different hobbies. Mine's watching games of footy. I don't even need that. Why have I got the towel there? I don't need that. That was for... I spilled some water before and needed a towel. Callum says, Key, surprised you haven't gone with Leeds Palace. No, not tonight. Definitely not tonight. Prince Rupert, morning, Key. Super Saturday football. Let's go. Yes. Sasha says, I see a Newcastle win too at home, and they're always good against the Blues. Yeah, they've got a decent record against Chelsea, haven't they? Lisha, quite limited to what you can do anyways. What do you mean? Adam JFT, I'll call it being a grafter, Key. And wow, you're married. I am indeed. Yes, I am indeed a happily married man. So eyes off. Mr. Luke Etherington, would it be nicer if you chose your wife over football? Because women comes first. Hey, mate, she absolutely is priority number 2, actually. She's priority number 2. I've got my little girl. She's priority... Actually, she's priority number 1, 2, 3, and 4. The wife's 5th. Then footy 6th. But that's only because I'm live. Privately, I might say footy's just edging ahead of the wife. But other than that, no. Listen, like I said, I watch at least one game a day. That's 2.5 hours a day. The rest of the time, I have lovely time with my wife and my kid. Danny, what happens if Arsenal win? If Arsenal win, Arsenal win. Arsenal go further clear at the top of the table. They would be, what? Depends on how City get on, I guess. But they are 2 points clear of City currently. K Mogsu, hey Kate, just put my, oh no, I can't even talk about that, K Mogsu. What are we saying, sorry, yo Key, how's it going? And, are you doing Monday Night Football? I will, yes, I will be doing Monday Night Football. Absolutely will be doing Monday Night Football. Up the mags. How's things? Normal guy, good morning from America. Hey, hello stateside. Love it. Callum, we can make good ground on Arsenal if Everton win. Obviously, if we... Hey, listen, let Liverpool have to win against Spurs first. Let's do the hard bit first, eh? Let's do the hard bit. And LJ says, Craig from Anfield Agenda said that Vert is showing Cherky levels, which is loads of bollocks. It's the other way around. I mean, he can say what he wants to. I've no interest. I've no interest. Luke Etherington, is Salah playing tonight for Liverpool against Tottenham? No, mate. No, he's with Egypt at the African Nations Cup today. Thomas Roberts, do you know the lineup? The lineup for Chelsea-Newcastle? Yes, I have got the lineups. They're on screen over on the other place right now if you want to go and check them out. But I'll talk you through them anyway. We'll do the lineups. So, lineups for Newcastle-Chelsea are as follows. In goal for Newcastle, it's Ramsdale. Pope, I think, is he back? Is he back, Pope? No, he's still out. I thought he might have been on the bench. They seem to be preferring Aaron Ramsdale to Nick Pope lately. Chow, Shah, and Hall. Miley, again, seems to be playing right back. How accurate that is, I don't know, because they've got Miley down as right back, which is where he played midweek against Fulham. I don't think he does play right back, though, today. Yeah, I don't think he does. I think, if anything, we might see Murphy dropping a bit deeper, or maybe even Ramsey. I don't know, but I can't see Lewis Miley being the right back up against Garnacho today, by the way. But it's Miley, that's who they've got on Flash Scores and Who Scored and Sofa Scored and whatever. They've got Lewis Miley starting at right back. Midfield three for Newcastle is Bruno Guimaraes, Tonali and Ramsey. And then up front, it's Gordon, Murphy, Voltemada. So again, Harvey Barnes being left out, Ilanga being left out, Joe Linton on the bench as well, he's left out. And Johan Wissa as well. That's interesting, isn't it? Johan Wissa being left out the team. Again, I imagine they're just trying to maybe take the time with him and not risking him. You know, he's only just come back. For Chelsea, it is Robert Sanchez in goal. Apparently, according to a few Chelsea fans, Timbo in the chat, etc., was saying to me that Robert Sanchez has had a really good season for Chelsea so far. They're quite happy with him. So Robert Sanchez in goal, Cucurella, Chalobah, Fofana and Gusto make up the back four. In front of those, it's Caicedo and Reece James. Reece James in a sitting midfield position. That's becoming an all too familiar thing now, isn't it? Are we fully switched off from Reece James at right back now? Is he basically a 6? Garnacho off the left, Neto off the right, and João Pedro up front with Cole Palmer in the 10. I hate that. I absolutely hate that. I will die on this hill. Cole Palmer is not a 10. He is not a number 10. Every time they've played him in the number 10, he is ghosted. It's not. I mean, watch him. He'll score a hat-trick today, knowing my luck. But Cole Palmer is not a number 10. He doesn't play well in the number 10. He needs to play off that right-hand side where Neto is today. He needs the freedom to drift in. I don't think Cole Palmer can play in that number 10 spot. Personally, that's my opinion. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how he does today. Let me know your thoughts. What are we saying? Sorry, TikTok, YouTube. Callum saying, don't risk Szoboszlai. I'm expecting Alisson, Bradley, Kanate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Grav, Jones, Maka, Vert, Isak, Ekatike today. Tom, hey up, Key, how are we? I'm good, mate. How are you? Good to see you. Luke says, if Newcastle gets rid of Nick Pope, what club would be good fit for Nick Pope? Maybe go back to Burnley. Yeah, they'll need a keeper at the end. I mean, Dubravka's no spring chicken, is he? So he could maybe go. Langamanden, how's it going? Ciao. Bruno Caicedo, shot on goal. Nice. User. Tom says, where are we up to? Sorry. I've got FC 26. Is it any good? I've not really played an awful lot of it, you know. Yeah, I haven't really played an awful lot of it. This year, not even joking, Reece James is a bit good for right back, to be honest. Need his quality in the midfield to give Gusto game time too. Well, Gusto's very, very advanced in this Chelsea system, isn't he? Plays very, very high up the pitch. Yeah. I always find it really peculiar, Chelsea's setup. Tom, I'm good, mate. How are you? I am very good. I am very, very good, yes. Exceptional. What a brew says, how are we doing, Keelan? Got a lot of mates who are Spurs fans, so always a must win for me. Up the boys. Is right, mate. Yes, we definitely need a win today. A win today puts us right back in that conversation for top 4. And maybe even, depending on what Everton get up to tonight, might just still be in that title race yet. You never know. Outside chance. Baz, hey, Baz Key, how's it going? Good to see you, man. Are you excited for Christmas? I'm excited for Christmas for my little girl. Not so much for me. You don't really care as much when you get a bit... Once you get past, like, 25, doesn't really feel as important, to be honest. But it's all about the kids. My little girl, she's going to be loving it. So, yeah, I'm excited for her. Baz says, how's your day been, Key? All right, yeah, good. Very good. This morning, not really done an awful lot. Took the dog for a walk. Got set up ready for the game and did a bit of research. Got my quiz ready. We've got a half-time quiz all ready to go. And then yeah, we'll be all good. All good today. Lots of games going on. Like I said, 3 games back to back. So I'm pretty much stood here now. I've got my water. I'm gonna be hydrated. Not going to be able to eat much, mind. I'm going to be starving by the time Everton Arsenal finishes. But I'm going to be stood here pretty much all day. From now through to about 10:30 tonight. Don't expect you to be. If you want to stick around with me for the full thing, that's wonderful. But hey, if you want to just dip in and out through your day, that's wonderful. I'll still be here. I'll be here all day pretty much. Callum says you did this last season, the 2-0. Was it Newcastle? Did Newcastle win that one last season? I think they did, didn't they? T, who do you support, lad? I'm a Liverpool fan, mate. Yeah, I'm a big, big Liverpool fan. Bar's going to be doing the open gate, lad, to keep the blood flowing. What's the open gate? What's the open gate? I don't even know what that is. Should I know what that is? I'll just do a little bit of a... I don't know, just stretches through the day, just all that stuff. Just trying to stay on top. Adam JFT says, I'll be doing my own watch-along for the Liverpool match, but I'll be back for the Arsenal match, pal. No worries, mate. Take it easy. Have a good one. Enjoy it. Connor, score predictions for Everton Arsenal. I think Arsenal win that one 3-0. Listen, I'd love Everton to get something. I really would. I'd love Everton to get something, but they've got no Garner, which means they're going to have Irabuna in midfield. They're going to get ran through. They've got no Illiman and Dye, which means they'll probably play Dwight McNeil or Tyler Diblin. So they won't have the same sort of threat off that right-hand side. They've also got no Keane in Dewsbury Hall, which means they'll play Charlie Alcaraz, which he's not really a Premier League player. I don't care what anyone says. So Everton haven't really got any threats. They've got their best 2, maybe their best 3 players missing this season. That's not good. Yeah, so they're going to be out of the equation for a win today. A draw maybe. They could frustrate Arsenal. It might be an absolutely dour 0-0. Maybe a 1-1. Maybe Tarkovsky and Michael Keane get an early goal and it puts Arsenal on the back foot. That's the only way I can honestly see Everton getting anything tonight is a set piece. Michael Keane, Tarkovsky, O'Brien, someone like that, and that's the only way I can see him getting even a point. Baz, open the gate, the stretching football where you open up your body and like you're stepping over. So, oh, that one, yeah, where you're doing the whole, yeah, all that. Yeah. Open the gates. I didn't know that was what it was called. Yeah, didn't know that was what it was called. Everton 0, Arsenal 1. Prince Rupert not looking forward to McNeil. Sneaky Grealish 1-0 win. Defend for our lives. T, are you over the Arsenal win at Wolves yet? No, mate. Still speaking to the therapist about it as we speak. Bars think they'll frustrate them. I hope. Got Arsenal 15 plus throw-ins. Jesus Christ, why are you backing throw-ins? Tex-Mex Jex. I know I'm an ignorant American, but if Arsenal don't win a trophy, is it the biggest joke ever? I think it might be, Tex-Mex Jex. I love that, by the way. It might well be. Like I said, they've spent more than anyone else. They've spent basically double what Liverpool have since Arteta's come in. And if you spend double what Liverpool have and you still not won a Premier League or a Champions League, I think Arteta should be under pressure. But evidently Arsenal fans don't think so. Tom, which legendary player would you have had at Liverpool? Like R9 players, like that era. See, I loved Gabriel Batistuta and I loved Romario. Romario I would have liked, actually. Yeah. Actually, to be honest, Romario was more my style of player than Ronaldo was. Romario was incredible. He was such a good player, Romario. Romario, Batistuta. In a weird way, who I think would have really suited Liverpool and would have had an unbelievable Premier League career if we'd have actually got him. Alvaro Recoba from Inter Milan. He would have been sensational. Different class. What we saying? Sorry, what a player. Batistuta mentioned. Yeah, as Iv's right. Bart says, mate, you think throw-ins is bad? I've been betting on cricket scores. Cricket scores. To be honest, there's a lad in the chat over on the other place. I can't see the platform name, but you know which one it is. The one that starts with a Y. The platform over there where we're live right now. We're live every day over there as well. He was actually placing wagers, we'll call them, on was it the Philippines? I think it was Philippines against Panama under 18s women's game. He was like, I've got over 2.5 or over 3.5 in the Panama versus Philippines under 21s game in the women's, and I was like, oh no, this is not good. When the fun stops, stop. Normal guy, how's it going? Callum says Cruyff at Liverpool. Yardy Cruyff. Tom, I would have loved to have had Zidane. I think he'd have been unreal for us. Imagine Zidane and Stevie in the middle. Yeah, Zidane was great. I always liked Edgar Davids as well in that Juventus side. Do you know what, actually? Do you know who always was massively underrated? I don't feel like he ever gets really the praise that he deserved. Inzaghi. And Raul, actually. Raul and Inzaghi are always kind of overlooked in the whole... But yeah, Inzaghi was just an incredible player. Raul the same. Trezeguet too. Trezeguet was top quality. Loved him. We were actually linked with him for a long spell. Mick92, key lad, how's it going, Mick? What do you think tonight? The arse. Bars, he was spectating them. We have our own little pools we like to opt into. Oh, good grief. Steve, Dallas Cowboys, come on Liverpool, beat Chickens FC like AJ beat Paul today. Yeah, I woke up to that this morning thinking, what's happened, and I could see jawed him in a couple, didn't he? Absolutely broke his jaw, apparently. Butragueño, Emilio Butragueño, good player, another one. Cubillas as well. Lots of good players around that time. Don't. Trezeguet, what a player in that Juve team. T, why is my Christmas tree dropping more than Liverpool in the league? Your Christmas tree's dropping. I would assume maybe you've got a fake tree. Maybe there's an issue with the tree. Mick, and what were you saying about us last night before you went off? What was I saying? I can't remember. I don't know. You might have to pull me up on this because I don't know. So glad Paul lost. Justice served. And Normal Guy says today is Mbappe's birthday. He's turning 27. 27, Kylian Mbappe. How crazy is that? I still see him as like he's like 18, 19. Mick wants to get beat, something along them lines. Got no players left. I don't want you to get beat, but I think you will get beat. Jordan, you get more handsome every time I see you. Oh, you charming bar steward, you. Luke says, will Mbappe ever come to the Prem? I don't think so. No, I doubt it. I very much doubt it. I think if he ever was going to, it would have been when Klopp was at Liverpool. Seemed to have a bit of a bromance with Klopp. Graham says, come on, United. Newcastle United. How do I find that now? File, settings, that's what I wanted. Right, settings, output, video bitrate. Do you think Palmer will score or assist today? I don't know, really. I guess I don't like when Palmer plays in that number 10. Like I was saying just before kickoff, I honestly don't think Cole Palmer is a number 10. I genuinely don't. I think Cole Palmer is best played off the right-hand side, drifting in. That is where you see the best of Cole Palmer. He's not being put there today. He's got kind of more space to operate in the 10, apparently. Neto off the right, Garnacho off the left. I don't think we're going to see the best of Cole Palmer here. Jordan, Leeds, Bucky's favourite, don't know. They are the world's greatest. And as for my 5 players I need to score, I ain't complaining. Got Cherky, Watkins and Rodgers. Other 2 are shit. Lisha, question of the week. What did you have for breakfast today and dinner yesterday? Didn't have breakfast today. No, I've not had breakfast. I don't generally have breakfast, to be honest. I usually wake up, I'm not really that hungry. What did I have for dinner? Oh, I had like I guess it was like a spicy chicken and rice. Yeah, nice. Just went to Morrison's, got a chicken, shredded it, bung it in a pan, little chicken oxo cube on, some lazy garlic. What else did we put in there? Some chili flakes, bit of pepper, onion. Chuck it, just bung it in a pan, couple sprays of fry light, bang, get it all thingied, pour some water in, get your rice in, zinc it up, maybe a little bit of parmesan to kind of bind it all together, and then bang, off you go. Absolutely beautiful. Mwah. Check it out. Dead easy, takes 2 seconds as well. We're doing recipes on Premier League Dad today. Right, we're off and underway at St James's Park. It's not a particularly good start in that sense, though. Right, 30 seconds. Right, we're off. We're off and underway. Yes. Palmer could be free roaming, though. He could be. He could be, but is he is he going to get space? I always feel like when he's in that spot, just behind the striker, he never actually gets on the ball enough. He tends to become a passenger in the game, and that's not where you want. You want Cole Palmer on the ball as much as possible, influencing play, and he only gets more of the ball out wide. Whenever he's in that spot in the middle, he never gets much space, and I think that's going to be a problem for Chelsea in terms of getting him involved. So, again, I could be wrong. We'll see. Knowing my luck, it will be the sort of game where Cole Palmer scores a hat-trick and I'll look stupid. But my humble opinion, just for now on the record, is that Cole Palmer doesn't tend to play very well in these positions, and he's had a shot from just outside the box, over the bar. Hassan Hersi, greetings from Los Angeles, 4:30 a.m. I hope your day is going well. You too, Hassan. Good to see you, mate. How is LA? Sunny LA. Come on, Chelsea. Fuck the mag, says Reese. Alicia Key, I agree. He likes to drift inside as he's shown in other games, but Neto might give him that because he'll be wanting to cross them in. It's just whether you see him actually get the space, like I said. Blackburn have gone in front against Millwall. Oh, my God. Alicia, did you see the Wrexham keeper's Harley yesterday? We were live for it, mate. Yeah, I was on for it. Red Rebellion, let's go Newcastle. Adam, big up. How's it going, Adam? Ramsdale, oh, that's poor from Aaron Ramsdale. Smashes it out of play. Is Anthony Gordon playing? He is, yeah. Liam, afternoon key, how's it going? 30 a.m. Up the USA. USA. I was going to say I'll get a MAGA hat just specifically for that, but that could be particularly divisive, couldn't it? I was just trying to be supportive to the US. Probably don't want to be too divisive politically just yet early in my YouTube career. Liam, how are you? I'm good. Yeah, I'm very good, mate. How are you? Newcastle ball in. Chance. Voltemada must be off the line. Must be. He's done it. It's 1-0. Fast start. Voltemada. Chelsea all over the place. 3 minutes. And he's done it. He's finally got a goal to get him back in front of those Newcastle fans and celebrating after the howler against Sunderland. But Voltemada's done it. 1-0. Big Nick Voltemada. I've been very complimentary to him. Look at that. Malo Gusto's down in the 6-yard box. Cucurella is screaming, saying that's got to be a foul. It's a bit of a howler, actually, I think, from Robert Sanchez. I think you've got to look at the keeper here on this one. It's poor from Caicedo in the middle of the park. Very, very poor from Caicedo. And this is why people can't take him seriously. Great ball in. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Anthony Gordon gets in front of Malo Gusto. Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all. It's no problem. That's going to be a goal. That is going to be a goal. No problem. Very poor, that. Oh, I think, yeah, it's just a bad goal to concede. Ball comes across. Gordon strikes for it. It's not a bad save, actually, from Robert Sanchez. And then Chalobah nowhere near it. And Voltemada's got the easiest thing in the world, tapping it into the empty net. There you go. Eddie Howe's absolutely delighted with that one. 5 minutes in, we've got a goal. We've got a goal. Red Rebellion, I have a feeling we're going to hammer Spurs later. Oh, I hope so. I hope so. I hope Newcastle beat Chelsea, Liverpool beat Spurs, and Everton beat Arsenal. Hey, what a game. What a day that will be. What the hell, Chelsea, says Nuka Pluto. WNL, Voltemar is actually scoring in the right net this time. Open play goal early again. Sasha says, no foul for me, really. Should have bet the house on a Newcastle win. Yeah, it's always the way, innit? You never know which side's going to turn up with Newcastle, though. This is the tale of their season, the story of their season. It's been Newcastle struggling to be consistent, I guess. They've turned up 1 week and played incredibly well, and you've thought, wow, this is the scope and the potential of this team. And then the next week, they're really flat and really poor. Gusto, great play. Here's Neto. Chelsea in the box. Must be. Oh, Cole Palmer didn't quite pick it up. Over the bar. Chelsea threatening immediately on the other side. Callum says, Key, I think we're the only big side to never lose at Newcastle. What do you mean never lose at Newcastle? We've lost loads of times at Newcastle. We lost at Newcastle when Andy Carroll scored against us under Roy Hodgson. When Roy Hodgson was on the touchline, he did that. Do you remember that? Did that like hamster thing. He was like freaking out because Liverpool were absolutely dreadful. Andy Carroll scored against us and they won. And then we lost against them when Wijnaldum scored. Maybe there's a thing. Maybe that's something to bear in mind. Whenever Liverpool lose against Newcastle at St James's Park, we tend to sign the goal scorer. Wijnaldum did it and Andy Carroll did it. Maybe there's something in that. I don't know. We'd have to look back a little bit further. Newcastle down the other side. Left-hand side. Anthony Gordon again. Is that going to be a foul? Far post. Gusto stayed down. No. Cucurella. Gusto down. And the ref's not stopping it. The ref's not stopping it. But Gusto... They're happy to play on here, Newcastle. Oh! Hit it! Oh! Big save from Robert Sanchez. And the ref is getting absolutely harangued by the Chelsea players. And it's a yellow card for Robert Sanchez. As it should be. As it should be. You have no right at all to stop the game. Just because Malo Gusto is down, there is no right to stop the game. It's not a head injury. What's your problem? What is your problem? If you go down, I'm sorry, that's your problem. There's nothing wrong. The ref didn't call a foul. Player's gone down. Should Newcastle have kicked it out? Well, maybe. But it would have been amazing if Newcastle had scored that one. If Anthony Gordon rattles that one in the bottom corner, there's a big problem for the referee, isn't there? Huge problem. Sasha Sanchez running like a fool. Well, he's been booked. No time wasting for Robert Sanchez second half. Oh, he'll be off. Adam says they've been very inconsistent this year. In the big games, they've struggled, unfortunately. Newcastle lost to Liverpool, Barca, Arsenal at home, but they beat Man City a month ago. And to be honest, they were quite good against Arsenal, and they were drawing against us going into the 96th minute. So, you know, they're not a bad side. Like I said, they've not turned up in the really big moments. I actually think you look at Newcastle and think some of the games that they should have won, they've not won. Like, even Leverkusen in Europe the other day, I thought Leverkusen, they were absolutely awful. Dreadful. Right, corner to Newcastle. Back-to-back corners here. Oh, Robert Sanchez pushes it over the bar. Prince Rupert says, ref shouldn't stop the game unless there's a head injury. Good job, ref. Yeah, I like that. I think that's the right approach from the referee. You can't be doing that. You absolutely can't just be stopping it every 5 minutes just because a player goes down. It's a bad precedent to set. Tonali took the corner and put it straight out of play. Ben, it winds me up that. Just play to the whistle. It's not a head injury or serious, so get up. Well, he's back playing, isn't he? He's not gone off the pitch. It's not a serious injury. Can't be that bad. It's nothing that a magic sponge and a little bit of a rub won't sort out. Who were? DC says even head injuries are a bit sus now. Yeah, I mean, that's because players and clubs know now they can use them, can't they? They can use them to try and manipulate the ref and influence games and all that stuff. Cheers for that, DC. Very nice of you, mate. Thank you for sending that through. And Callum says, I can't lie. I'd be so angry at Gusto there. Pick him up and lob him onto the sideline. Yeah, he'd be raging. If Newcastle were to score there, Enzo Maresca could have a go at the ref, couldn't he? He could say, why didn't you stop the game? Why didn't you stop the game? But actually, you'd be more annoyed at your fullback. Are you actually injured there? Because you've stayed down and we've conceded. I'd have been raging at him. Nothing to do with the ref. Can't be expecting the ref to blow up there. And Newcastle go all the way back to Ramsdale. I've got Chelsea with a -1 handicap here. Or rather, Chelsea with a +1 handicap. So I felt like if Chelsea were going to get beat today, they'd only get beat narrowly. They'd only get beat by 1. Hey, Bromley 1, Grimsby 0. I've got that one. I've got Bromley or draw in that one. All the way back to Robert Sanchez. Yeah, Blackburn 1, Millwall 0, Preston 0, Norwich 0, Southampton 0, Coventry 0. All of them still going on, by the way, in the Championship. Some big games going on in League 1 and League 2 as well, of course. Stevenage and Burton 0-0, Wigan Blackpool 0-0. And in League 2, it's Bromley 1, Grimsby 0. Notts County Walsall. That's a table-topping clash in League 2. First v second. What a game that is. Notts County Walsall. I'm sure Swifty, one of our regulars, Swifty, I don't think he'll be in the chat because he'll be probably at Notts County watching the game. But, yeah, lots of love to Swifty. Liam says players go down holding their heads down when it's their ankle, so the ref blows up. And C. Wheatley, alright Key lad, told you we'd beat the scum last week. You didn't even score and you beat him. DC says, I don't think Chelsea are good enough for top 4 this season, could possibly get 5th. Well, they only scraped it by the skin of the teeth. Listen, I've had Chelsea fans telling me repeatedly, we're gonna challenge this season. We're gonna win the league. I've had loads of Chelsea fans try and tell me that. In fact, I've got a particular troll who's a Chelsea fan who's being a little bit nasty to me, and just gives me a little bit of sense of pleasure when Chelsea get beat at the minute. Strike. Oh, unlucky. But anyway, like I said, Chelsea, I said I had the goal. How can I have the balls to say Chelsea might struggle to get top 4 this season? I did say I think they'll get top 4, but I think they'll struggle. Still think they'll get it, but they only just got it on the final day last season. They had to beat Nottingham Forest to get it on the final day. And honestly, if the referee gives the right decision at Old Trafford, it might have actually been Aston Villa who got it. Villa got beat at Old Trafford, didn't they? And you know, that could have been a completely different result if the ref gives the right decision. But hey, like I said, Chelsea got it. Chelsea got Champions League footy. I don't think they win the league. I don't think they challenge for the league. And at top 4, it will be by the skin of their teeth yet again. Score prediction for this game, bro. Josh Keane, I have gone for... I think I said 2-1 to Chelsea. Or did I say 2-2? I can't remember. I thought it'd be high scoring. High scoring, and I think Chelsea, if they do lose, it'll only be narrowly. So, I'll go 2-2. Go 2-2. Maria, I hope City lose. Why do you hope City lose? And WNL, I'm watching the Championship game right now. Which one? Southampton Coventry. Here's Lewis Hall. Great play by Lewis Hall. It's gone behind. It's going to be a Newcastle corner. Did well there, Gusto. DC, where did they get that Garnacho from? He's brutal. And Steve, Dallas Cowboys, says Chelsea are not looking good. They are missing consistency, and the manager is looking... He has problems with the owners. I mean, that's every manager, you could say, over the last 20-odd years has had problems with the owners, haven't they? Namit Kadiyala, do you think Palmer and Bellingham deserve to be in the FIFA Best 11? No. 3-star Reds, keep dropping points, Chelsea. Nottingham Forest are catching you up. Ball over to the far post, good claim from Sanchez. And now they get a quick counter-attack, but he's given it away. And if he can hit it, oh, I tell you what, I don't think there was anything wrong with that, you know. I don't think there was anything wrong with that, you know. I think Lewis Hall, absolutely, that goal should count. Robert Sanchez has an absolute shocker there. He gets the ball. Does he actually get fouled here? No, he doesn't get fouled. He throws the ball away. Do you know what? That's so unlucky, that. So unlucky. I mean, no, actually, do you know what? Fabian Schär actually does foul him. So maybe. Okay, I'll take it back, Chelsea fans. I apologise. Prince Rupert says, I haven't heard exactly what it is Maresca said the other day. Only heard people mention it. Well, let's get the actual statement. And I'll read it to you. Here we go. So here's every word that Enzo Maresca said that caused such controversy. It was after the Cardiff game. It was after the Everton game at the weekend, wasn't it? Sorry, not the Cardiff game. The Italian spoke about experiencing the worst 48 hours of his time at Stamford Bridge prior to the win over the Toffees and trying to get more out of the head coach. What did he actually say? No, what did he say after Everton? What did he say after Everton? Right, what did Maresca mean? Right, here we go. His cryptic comments. He said, the way the players want to learn has been fantastic, and this is the reason why I praise them, because with so many problems, they are doing very well after a complicated week. Since I joined the club, the last 48 hours have been the worst because many people didn't support us. Ooh, pressed on what he meant, he added, the worst 48 hours since I joined the club because people didn't support me and the team. When he asked if he meant people internally at Chelsea, he replied, in general. I love the fans and we're very happy with the fans. Oh. Yeah, it is a little bit cryptic. So basically it's just that. Sanchez is rattled, says Welshwing. And Namek Kaya, do you see that Glasner is not going to renew his contract at Palace? Yes, I have. I have seen that Glasner is not renewing his contract at Palace. And I've seen, by the way, have you seen the three people who are allegedly front runners for the job? So the three favourites, allegedly, for the Crystal Palace job when Oliver Glasner finishes at the end of the season are Liam Rosenior from Strasbourg, young manager, doing very well at Strasbourg, obviously working within that Chelsea framework. He's very highly thought of, quite progressive, doing very well for Strasbourg. So Liam Rosenior is one. I think it might be a bit too soon for him, still a little bit too young. I think for his own development, he'd be better off staying in France for a year or two more. Then there is one that's a little bit left field, which I'm not quite sure why it's even been thought of, but it's Bordelas. Bordelas at Getafe. Now, Bordelas is basically the Spanish equivalent of Sam Allardyce. He gets parachuted in to save teams. That's what he does. He's in his late 50s, maybe early 60s, I'm not sure. But he's an older manager. He plays very defensive football. Very, very defensive football. And he comes in to save teams, basically. He's about structure and organisation and defensive resilience. He came in for Getafe last season and he kept them up. That's what he does. He comes in, he keeps teams up and he moves on. He's been about a bit, Bordelas. He's one being strangely linked with Crystal Palace. That doesn't feel like a Crystal Palace type appointment. But the really interesting one, the really, really interesting one for Crystal Palace that a lot of people are linking to the club is Inigo Perez. Now, Inigo Perez is the Rayo Vallecano manager. He is... He was Andoni Iraola's assistant boss. He was Andoni Iraola's assistant manager. They played together at Bilbao. He was going to be the assistant manager at Bournemouth, but he couldn't get a work permit in England. I don't know if that's changed, but there was an issue with work permit. He didn't end up coming, and then he stayed in Spain, and he got the Rayo Vallecano full-time job. He's still only in his late 30s, still a very young manager. Newcastle, chance, it's 2! Is that going to count? It's Voltemada again, he's done it! It's 2! Oh, there you go! It's 2-0! It's 2-0! Anthony Gordon with a great ball in as well. Got to give credit to the cross here. Voltemada gets the touch. He just sticks a leg out, to be honest. It's a good finish. It is a good finish. And if he's onside, then this is devastating for Chelsea. But Anthony Gordon, with an absolutely fantastic ball in, cannot take away the cross in. But let's just watch this back. Is he onside? Ball goes out to Anthony Gordon here. Cuts inside. Neto doesn't close him. It's played in. I think he's onside there. It might be snug. But I think he's going to be onside. I think this goal's going to count, you know. I think this is going to count. Anthony Gordon whips it in. Yeah, it's a good finish from Voltamada. It's a really good finish. 2-0 Newcastle. If this counts, there's going to be an offside check, but it is, I think, going to be 2-0 to Newcastle. It looks onside to me. Here you go, VAR. VAR check. Is it going to be on or off? What a ball in, says Ryan. It was unreal, wasn't it? Top quality from Anthony Gordon. Caicedo plays him on, says Callum. Lad's making up for his OG, says Prince Rupert. No kidding. Sticking 2 in the opening 20 minutes against Chelsea. How's about that? The own goal against Sunderland, quickly forgotten about if he ends up getting this one. 2 goals in the opening 20. Anthony Gordon, great ball in. There's the frame. That is the frame. That is the frame right there. Now they've got to draw the lines. This one could go on a few minutes, I think. Gav's highlights, fuck's sake, no way we poo. What an absolute nightmare. It's been a poor start to this game for Chelsea, hasn't it? Very poor game. And by the way, Gav, what do you think? To what extent? We've just been talking about Maresca's comments. To what extent do you think, Gav, as a Chelsea fan, to what extent do you think Chelsea's approach to this game, preparation to this game, has it been affected in any way by Maresca's comments and the kind of furore about it this week? Obviously, him being linked to Manchester City and all that. I can see that big fat smile on your face. I don't know what you're talking about, mate. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gutted for Chelsea. I'm absolutely gutted for you. I really am. Has anyone seen Jason Cundy, says Faz? Still a check on here. It's going to be tight. It's going to be very, very tight. I think he might just be on. It's tough. It's going to be snug. It's going to be very snug. Jimmy says, do you think we batter Spurs today or a close game? Always a close game away at Spurs, isn't it? Yeah. He's on. He's on. There you go. It's onside. It's been given. 2-0. 2-0. Hey. Yeah, always a close game away at Spurs. So I think it is. It's going to be a close one, but I still fancy Liverpool to get the win. MC, it's being rumoured before that Mourinho would go to one of the smaller London clubs. I mean, Mourinho's doing quite well at Benfica, and I'm pretty sure he'll be happy to stay there for the time being, but I do think he's made for West Ham. I think he would be wonderful at West Ham, Mourinho. Right, there you go. Goal given. Maresca and Reece James not so happy about it. But I actually think they've been by far the worst team. Newcastle could have been more than 2 up. They've been quite fortunate, Chelsea, to only be 2-0 down. Sam here says Liverpool have a really good record against Spurs. And Reece says Newcastle fancy doing a swap deal. Voltamada for Gyökeres. Gyökeres. Gav says we need to stop buying kids and buy proper players. It's your defence, mate. It really is. Just look at the state of that from Cucurella. Cucurella and Caicedo have not had good starts today. So even your experienced players, Gav, even your very experienced players are not playing well today. It's easy enough pointing it at the kids, and I get it. A Champong and Tosin and Chalobah and, Fofana. I mean, Fofana's not really a kid, but you know what I mean. Chalobah, Tosin, Adrabayo. These are a Champong. Sorry, these are players who played really poorly against Cardiff midweek. But they're not babies for the most part. And the bigger issue is your experienced players haven't turned up today. Chelsea are going to get battered here if they don't get the next goal. And Prince Rupert, I keep forgetting about Gyökeres, to be fair. So does Arteta. Got him on the bench more often than not. He keeps starting Marino. Robbie Keane to Palace. That might be a shout. Hey, that might be, Robbie Keane. Yeah, Ferencváros doing very well in Hungary. But I honestly think the big shout for Palace, if they can get him, is Inigo Perez at Rayo Vallecano. 30-something, late 30s. Very young. He was the assistant manager to Iraola in Spain. He would have had the assistant manager's job at Bournemouth, but he couldn't get a work permit. Newcastle in again here. This could be 3. This could be 3. Oh, good block. That's better from Caicedo. That's the first thing we've seen Caicedo do well here. He's had a poor start to the game. And again, Chelsea players going down and looking at the ref. Get up. If I'm Maresca, I'm screaming, get up. What are you doing? Why are you staying on the floor? You can't be doing that. You can't be going down and looking at the ref. That's a foul. That's a foul, ref. Anthony Gordon goes down and he looks at the ref. But it is a foul, that one. That one was definitely a foul. Ben says, do you know you can fill the picture on your phone and can still see the score and time on your new graphics? I didn't. No, I didn't know that. What, is that a good thing? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I've no idea. Is that... I have no idea. I haven't seen... I'd have to have a look. Yeah, I'd have to have a look. Let me have a look and see. Fill the phone. What do you mean by fill it? How can I fill the phone? Anthony Gordon is world class at diving. Yeah, how do you do that? Gav, if we did get rid of Enzo, who would you say would be a good replacement for him? For Enzo Fernandez. Morgan Rogers, honestly, is an absolute... If you're going to go and get someone that helps Chelsea kick on, Morgan Rogers is that player, isn't he? You put Morgan Rogers in front of... Oh, that was naughty from Garnacho. That was naughty. Yeah, you put him in there. You put Morgan Rogers in alongside Caicedo and maybe Reece James behind him. That's... Yeah, you've got a real possible championship winning midfield there, I think. Oh, Enzo the manager. Sorry. Yeah, Enzo the manager. Again, you've been going rogue with your appointments though, haven't you? I would never have said Enzo Maresca would have got the job in the first place. Leicester manager. You would never have appointed the Leicester manager previously. That's not a Chelsea appointment. But he's come in, he's done okay. Like I said, I honestly think if you're looking at managers... Oh, good effort from Newcastle. If you're looking at managers, then I think the next hot one off the production line would be Inigo Perez. That's why I'm suggesting him for Palace. Inigo Perez at Rayo Vallecano. He got Rayo into 8th last season. Still only young. You know, someone like that would be fantastic. I think Fabian Hürzeler at Brighton is a manager that City will look at some point. I imagine Chelsea would look at some point as well. So Hürzeler. There's quite a few across Europe at the minute who are doing really, really well. Sorry, I'm just catching up on Twitch. Steve says, Graham, thank God for a second I read it as world-class player. Ben, the picture, you can stretch it to full. It looks better in my opinion. Oh, well, thank you. Hey, as long as it's not glitchy and it's looking good, I'm happy with that, mate. Thank you. I appreciate the feedback. It's something new we're trying. I'm trying to make it look a little bit more professional over there. So thank you. I appreciate the feedback. It's obviously going to give you stats and feedback during the live, and it will get better as we go. The chat over this side, this side. The chat over this side will look completely different maybe in a couple of weeks' time. Gav says, what about the Palace manager, Key? I've got a thing about not appointing managers who've already been successful. Like, not they've been successful somewhere else, but like Glasner will always be a Crystal Palace legend. He's not going to go to Chelsea and be a Chelsea legend as well. I don't see that. I think that can only end badly. I think Glasner's a wonderful coach, but Chelsea have had wonderful coaches in the past. He'll go there, and within 12 months, he'll probably be out of a job. And that's how Chelsea work, isn't it? So I think Chelsea are better off appointing, not... Like almost embrace the chaos. Do you know what I mean, Gav? Like what is unique and almost wonderful about Chelsea is that they are like no other club. They sack a manager every 12 to 18 months, and they're still one of the most successful sides over the last 20 odd years. That is a total anomaly. That is chaos at Chelsea, isn't it? It's absolute chaos. No other club works like that, really. Chelsea is sack a manager every 12 to 18 months, and it works for him. So, I don't think it's smart going getting Glasner or like it was Potter. No, you're better off going getting your Marescas. Go and get... Do you know who would be a smart appointment? Seriously, a really smart appointment for Chelsea would be Liam Rossigna. He's doing well at Strasbourg, which is your sister club in France. Go and appoint Liam Rossigna. He's familiar with the club. He's familiar with the whole setup. He's familiar with many of the players, isn't he? I mean, you're going to have Emmanuel Omega coming in to Chelsea next season. You know, he's worked with a lot of those Chelsea players on loan, so maybe Liam Rossigna's the one. Cole Palmer, Gives it away, poor. I've told you. Prince Rupert, I'm surprised Glasner doesn't want to improve his legacy even further at Palace. Is it because they can't get him the players he wants? I think it's a disagreement over strategy. Oliver Glasner said that when they won the FA Cup and got in Europe, it's only happened once in Palace's history. And he was pushing for Palace to go, right, here's a boatload of money. Let's try and really kick on. We've got a great team. Let's strengthen that team. You know, we don't want Gay and Sarr and Wharton. They've done well at Palace. We don't want them looking at, oh, well, let's jump ship to Liverpool or Real Madrid or whatever. No, they can be successful here. But they need better players, better teammates. Let's surround them with better players. And he didn't get that in the summer. And that's what Glasner is frustrated at. That is why Glasner is pissed off. So he was never ever going to sign a new deal because he would demand big money in terms of budget. Welsh Wing, did you watch the Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua fight last night, Key? No, mate. Not in any way interested in boxing. Doesn't do it for me. I think it's rigged. Yeah, I genuinely, you might as well be asking me, did you watch WrestleMania the other week? I've no interest in it. It's totally and utterly rigged in my opinion. Steve says, I really want to see De Zerbi at Chelsea. De Zerbi's not a bad shout either. Again, I think he would be one that would clash with the manager, with the board a little bit. Bit of a hothead, but a good manager, no doubt. Slavery FC for a reason. Prince Rupert says, I can understand him. Huge wasted opportunity for Palace. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thought process that he came out with. But there's lots of very good young managers on the market. Hoeneß. Sebastian Hoeneß at Stuttgart as well. What a fabulous young manager he's turning out to be. If you went and got Hoeneß from the Bundesliga, you could go and get, like I said, Inigo Perez at Rayo Vallecano, Liam Rosenior at Strasbourg. There's lots of good players. Lots of good managers, rather. Good players too, but good managers. MC, we've done that one. Sorry, Will's Wizard says, surely Maresca's job is under threat. I wouldn't say it's under threat. It's not under threat. Not at least for the performances on the pitch. It's under threat if he keeps coming out and having a pop at the board and saying they don't want the team to win. So maybe it is kind of under threat, but not because of the on-pitch performances. Reese, is Pope injured or has Pope been dropped? Well, he's not on the bench. I think he's been... unlucky Voltemada. Yeah, I think he's injured, but I think the manager does prefer Ramsdale now as well. That's good play by Chelsea. That's very good play. Unlucky. Good pressure. Good pressure. Adam says, getting outplayed here, Chelsea. And Namik Kayat, I don't think Brighton would let go of Hursley easily. No, they wouldn't. But, I think if you offered Hursley an opportunity to go to a Chelsea with big budget and big money and big ambitions, I think he'd be up for it. Gav says, Key, we could try and tempt Klopp back to the Premier League. I think Klopp is as good as retired. I don't think there's an opportunity that tempts him out of retirement. I really don't. I really don't. I think the only job that Jurgen Klopp takes is if Arne Slot was to finish, resign, be sacked in mid-season, and the club say, listen, Jurgen, will you come back in just for like 3 or 4 months as like an interim until we sort the new manager, and it just gives the whole team a lift. I could see that happening, but that's the only thing. There's no way at all that Jurgen Klopp comes back into management, I don't think. Welsh Wing, I can see Chelsea approaching Villa for Emery. Now that would be very smart in many ways for Chelsea, but very silly for Unai Emery. Unai Emery needs stability. Look how... He's done well at Villa, but look how long it's taken him to get a really, really good, top, cohesive side there. They started the season really poorly. He needs a bit of time and patience, Unai Emery. If you give him that, he'll become an absolute asset for the club. But he's not someone that's going to come in and bang, straight away improve things. Villa have to keep Emery at all costs, says Prince Rupert. That's very true. Adam says the German national team at some point maybe for Klopp. Yeah, possibly. Again, that's kind of a part-time manager's job, that, isn't it? This is why, by the way, I'm not a big fan of Julian Nagelsmann. Lots of Liverpool fans were saying when Arne Slot was being rumoured to, get him out or whatever. Julian Nagelsmann is not a manager you want at your club. He's 37. He's chosen basically a retirement home job. He's chosen the German national team job. That's when, in your 30s as a manager, that's when you've got to be building your brand, showing what you can do. Going to the German national team job is not the job for you. Absolutely not. Joseph Boy, do you see Arteta in Barcelona in a few years? He likes Barca. No. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Liam says Chelsea is a revolving door, so it's hard for any manager to go there. That's very true, yeah. Very, very true. They are a club always in chaos, Chelsea, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. It's uniquely part of their culture and their identity, isn't it? Chelsea are a club that thrive in chaos. They are not a settled club. They have a new manager every 5 minutes. They have, big players come in on big wages and they're forever farming young players in and out, and it's just a mad, mad club. Chimey. Graham says, look at all the great managers who've won everything and then gone to Man United and disappeared. Well, again, very fair. Yeah, fair enough. Louis van Gaal. Louis van Gaal did actually win a couple of things, didn't he? But not anywhere near as much as he's won previously for a Champions League winning manager. Adam says, so-called world champs. The so-called world champs. Yeah, no, not world champions today, Chelsea. Welsh Wing, who was that German manager that smashed Brazil 7-1 and then got sacked after getting knocked out by South Korea in 2018? Are you on about Joachim Löw? Jurgi Löw, the one who picks his nose and picks his bum and stuff while he's on the touchline? Steve says Unai Emery is not for big clubs. His experience at Arsenal and PSG was terrible and he was not the reason for that. Yeah, that was my thought process as well, mate. I like the thinking. Prince Rupert, it's been 10 years since Chelsea last won the league already. 10 years. 10 years for Chelsea. 13, 14 years for United nearly. 20 years for Arsenal. These are massive, massive clubs. It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, Joachim Löw, the German manager. Pidge, watching Kaiserslautern losing 3-0 to Magdeburg. Oh, I had Kaiserslautern to get a result in that as well. Kaiserslautern or draw. Bugger. I had Darmstadt last night as well. Welsh Wing, that's the one. Surprised he's not in a job. Again, national team managers don't tend to... national team managers don't tend to move nicely, easily into club management. And club managers don't tend to move easily into national team management. It feels like you're either good at one or the other. There's not many who have been able to thrive in both. There have been some, but not many. Like I said, usually if you're a good national team manager, you're able to assert authority and you only work with players once every 3 months. Do you know what I mean? That's what's difficult about being a national team manager, is you have to be able to corral a group of players who don't play together very often, who are from all, different sides of the world. They come together once every 3 months and you've got to get them into a good shape and a good system in a very short space of time. That's why it's a completely different skill set as a manager to be a top national team manager that is a club manager where you work with them every day. Gav says we may be shite, but we still win trophies. Very true. Yeah, can't take that away from Chelsea. Adam says best example of that for me was Laurie Sanchez at Northern Ireland and went to Fulham. There's a fair few, isn't there? Yeah. Oh, Kaiserslautern have got one back against Magdeburg. Yeah, Laurie Sanchez did well with Northern Ireland. Went to Fulham, maybe not so good. Glenn Hoddle did well with England. Didn't really thrive as a club manager. Same with Keegan, really. Keegan wasn't a particularly good club manager, was he? Did quite well with England, though, for a short spell. 3-star Reds, if we're talking decades key, I had a full set of teeth and no grey hair the last time Forest won the Premier League title or Division 1 as it was. And Steve, Dallas Cowboys, it's amusing to me that Hansi Flick was the assistant coach for that coach in the 2014 World Cup. It's not a bad little coaching team, that, is it? Hansi Flick and Joachim Löw. Joseph Boy, I still rank Arsenal bigger than Chelsea because of the bigger commercial fan base. You don't know that because you can't quantify it. You can't quantify that Arsenal have a bigger fan base than Chelsea. There's no reasonable way of quantifying that. Chelsea, for me, are a bigger club than Arsenal now. And I would never historically have said that, but they are. They are a big club, a bigger club than Arsenal. Here's Neto. Over to Gusto. Back to Neto. Is he going to get it in the box? Newcastle defending really, really well here. Really, really well. Brennan says Keegan done great at Newcastle. He did. Yeah, he did all right, didn't he? He did okay. Welsh wing, I didn't know Roy Hodgson managed Finland. Finland, Switzerland. Yeah, he did a couple of international manager jobs. Southampton have a great chance of... What was that? 2-1, is it? It is 2-1. Is it going to count? No. Neto offside. Offside. That's not going to count. Not going to count. Southampton 0, Coventry 1. There you go. Thought that one might happen at some point today. Oh, it was handball. Yeah, it was handball. Handball from Pedro Neto. Brendan says Arsenal are much bigger than Chelsea. United, Liverpool, Arsenal are the big three. I don't really... No, I don't think you can say that. I think Chelsea have... Recent success means an awful lot, and Chelsea have done a lot more in the last 25 years. Chelsea have been far more successful than Arsenal. Far more. 2 European Cups. 2 European Cups, multiple Premier Leagues in the last 20 years. That matters. That does matter. Arsenal never won a European Cup. Again, that matters. Absolutely it does. Gotta clear it away. Pidge, this has got 3-3 written all over it. I hope so. We need a Kaiserslautern comeback in that one. Ben says, didn't Keegan do better at Newcastle, City and Fulham than with England? Depends on what you mean success, I guess. I thought he did okay with England. Although he was responsible for Euro 2000, which was pretty poor. Blackburn 2, Millwall 0. Jesus Christ. Come on, Millwall. Arsenal's fan base worldwide dwarfs Chelsea's. Show me where's the numbers for that? Where's the numbers for that? And again, that doesn't dictate whether or not they're a bigger club for me anyway. Chance! Oh, nearly 3! Nearly 3 from Voltemada. Yeah, I don't think that dictates size of club, is just number of fans. And again, there's no solid number of what that is anyway. Red Rebellion, Arsenal's silverware cabinet is lagging far behind ours. We're the most successful team in England, followed by United. And Steve says, I think you mean 4 European Cup, 2 Champions League and 2 Euro League. Well, no, European Cup is the Champions League. That's how it's... Not a European Cup, the European Cup. Chelsea won 2 European Cups. They've won 2 European Cups. They've won the Conference League, they've won the UEFA League, the UEFA Cup or the Europa League. Those aren't European Cups. Not where I'm from anyway. The European Cup is the Champions League. That's it. Ben says Chelsea a bigger club currently. They were clever and gained a huge African following after Drogba, Essien and Kalou. I don't necessarily think they were the reasons that they signed him, but they were top players as well. Prince Rupert almost a Voltemada hat-trick. Jeez. Honestly, Chelsea are lucky to still be somewhat in this game. 2-0 is a very dangerous scoreline though, isn't it? Very, very dangerous scoreline. It can all change very quickly. Only takes 1 goal from Chelsea, and it's... Oh, I tell you what, they're in again. Voltemade. Oh, it's going to be a corner. Voltemade. He's so unlucky this time. A better touch, and it should be a hat-trick. Should be a first-half hat-trick here for Voltemade. He's had a number of chances since... Oh, he's on. He's miles onside. Poor first touch, really, and Caicedo does well to get back. 3-2 now, says Pidge. Nice. I got slated when I said Voltemade is class, but look at his record. I like him. Honestly, I think he's brilliant. He's done really well since he's come in. Chelsea all over the place, says Graham. All over the place would be kind for Chelsea at the minute. Right, corner for Newcastle. They've played it short. And short again. Get the angle. Chance for Voltemade. Oh, Fabian Schär was that. No, Lewis Miley. Lewis Miley, honestly, I've said it for a while. Lewis Miley is absolutely wasted at Newcastle. If they keep putting Joe Linton ahead of him in that midfield, he's top quality. He reminds me a little bit. There's a little bit of Paul Scholes about him when he ghosts forward. But look at, I mean, he's playing at right back. Well, saying that, Paul Scholes played at full back. And Paul Scholes was Miley's age, or a little bit younger. He was playing at full back. Erdy, what is the best match you've ever watched? The best match I've ever watched? I'd probably still go back to Liverpool AC Milan 3-3 Istanbul. But if you're not about the best match that I have watched on this channel, we've done over 500 games on this channel across 40 different competitions. I am currently in the midst of making Premier League Dad Wrapped, which is an overview basically of all the games, all the teams that we've watched this year together, and I'm going to do my rundown of the top 10 games that we've watched in terms of action, late goals, all that stuff. The best 10 Premier League Dad games. Brendan says Arsenal record, FA Cup winners, Liverpool United record, League Cup winners, biggest 3, not up for debate really. Well, that's a little bit arrogant. I would say it's up for debate. I would say if you've been a club for over 100 and whatever years and you've not won a European Cup, can't really argue with your Chelseas and your Manchester Cities anymore. Especially when they've not won a league title for over 2 decades as well. 2 decades, no league titles, mate. Come on. At some point, that's got to affect your standing. And in my opinion, I think that's an important part of it. Recent success certainly does play a part. Maybe not last 5 years, but last 20. Come on, I mean, there's people in the chat who aren't old enough to remember Arsenal's last league title. Will says, I'm watching the Southampton Cov game. Coventry just scored before half-time. Isabel is mine. Eze or Elise? That's not even in question. That's not even in question. I'm not even going to dignify that with an answer. Prince Rupert says, can you remember all those games? If you was to go back to, a game that I watched in April or March last season and tell me the game, I reckon I could tell you the scoreline. I guess. I'd have a guess. But I can go back, I can go back and look at all the games that we watched. But there's over 500 this year we've done. Ooh, unlucky. 3-star Reds, Liverpool v Forest, 25-26. What a shithouse. Joseph says, I still think Arsenal bigger because of the branding, Thierry Henry and Wenger. The branding. The branding. What does that even mean? They're bigger because of the branding. Thierry Henry and Wenger. Mourinho's bigger than Wenger. And you could argue Lampard, Terry, Drogba, Hazard, Chelsea have got just as many wonderful players historically over the last 20 years than Arsenal have. Red Rebellion, Arsenal have not even won the European Cup, Champions League. Page can't believe Adeyemi on a Mesha have not been snapped up by a Prem team. Dortmund's game. Adeyemi's still just a little bit, I don't know, I don't feel like he's consistent enough to be a Prem player just yet. But there you go, it's half-time in this one. It is 2-0 to Newcastle. They have been by far the better side. Chelsea, all over the place, it has to be said. And we're going to do our half-time quiz. If anyone wants to get involved, please make sure you You get your comments in the chat. So, the question is, half-time question. Ollie Marley, what a day of football today, by the way. Unbelievable, isn't it? Absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, so here we go. Question. The question today. We've got our half-time quiz. Here it is. Half-time quiz question. Get your answers in the chat. I want to hear from you about who are the top 10 players in Premier League history, top 10 players in Premier League history with the most combined appearances for Newcastle and Chelsea. So we're looking for players who've played for both, but I want the top 10 who have got the most appearances combined. There's quite a few players who've played for both, but I want the top 10. Give me some names. Fire away. FM No Casuals, good to see you, mate. Long time no see. Scotty Parker is correct. He is number 7 in the list. Scott Parker had 80 appearances for Newcastle and Chelsea combined. So you got Scott Parker. He's number 7. Baz and Nelka. And Nelka never played for Newcastle. Ryan Demba Ba. Yes, Demba Ba is correct. He is number 6. He had 94 Premier League appearances for both Newcastle and Chelsea combined. Scrum Down Live, Lewis Hall. Lewis Hall is at number 8. Correct, James. Yeah, Lewis Hall, number 8. He has 82 Premier League appearances currently and counting. One today, obviously. Voltagoat. Demba Ba, obviously we've already got. Yeah, Demba Ba, Parker, Lewis Hall. Damien Duff, says Adam. Absolutely correct. Damien Duff is number 3 on the list. Damien Duff had 183 appearances combined for Newcastle and Chelsea. Papis Cisse, never played for Chelsea, James. No. Lewis Hall, we've already got, Steve. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Red Rebellion, if City win their match, it is going to be squeaky bum time for Arsenal later. The writing is on the wall that they'll bottle the league again. Ben says Babayaro, correct. Celestine Babayaro, what a name. Nigerian international. He played for Chelsea in the 90s and Newcastle in the mid-2000s with Owen and Viduka and whatever. Babayaro, second in this list. 200 appearances, bang on for both teams. Not Alan Shearer, FCB. No, he never played for Chelsea. Famously. Brendan Ginola played for Chelsea. No, Ginola never did. Macduff. Palace, here come you Geordie boys. Make it 5-0. Good to see you, Macduff. Sasha says Joe Cole. No, Joe Cole never played for Newcastle. John Terry, he's been everywhere allegedly. No, not John Terry. NUFC Isaac, opinions on Lewis Miley key. Lewis Miley, I've given lots of praise to, not only in this game, but against Leverkusen and against Fulham in midweek. Incredibly disciplined to play right back. I think he's doing a really good job. And he reminds me a lot of Paul Scholes. I keep seeing shades of Paul Scholes with every time I see him. Scott Parker, we've already got. He was number 7. Loic Remy is number 9, correct. Loic Remy, number 9, 73 Premier League appearances for Chelsea and Newcastle combined. Ryan, you called that one, sorry. Baz, because the West Brom stint, obviously. Livramento is correct. Yeah, Livramento is number 5. Tino Livramento, he is number 5, currently on 100 Premier League appearances combined for Chelsea and Newcastle. Don't know how many he got for Chelsea. Most of them obviously for Newcastle. So yeah, you've got Loic Remy, you've got Lewis Hall, you've got Scott Parker, you've got Demba Ba, Livramento, Damien Duff, Celestine Babayaro. You've got 3 left to get, including number 1, by the way. Kennedy is correct, Adam. Kennedy is right. Yeah, Kennedy is number 10. He got 54 Premier League appearances for Chelsea and Newcastle combined. Keep them coming. Guesses, answers in the chat. Keep them guessing. We've got 2 more left to get. We're looking for players who have played for both Newcastle and Chelsea. And we're looking for the top 10 that have the most appearances combined for the clubs. So there's quite a few players who've played for Chelsea and Newcastle in the Premier League over the years. Given that's who we're watching today, I want the top 10 by appearances. Gav says Joe Cole never played for Newcastle. No, never played for Newcastle. Richard says was one a keeper. No, it wasn't. No, the final two are defenders / midfielders, I think. Actually, do you know what? I'm not even entirely sure what we would class this one as. Let me Google him quick and just make sure that what's the Wikipedia suggestion saying he is? Because I would have said he was Wikipedia says midfielder and striker. So we've got midfielder / striker and then midfielder / defender. Not Van Aanholt, although Van Aanholt he doesn't make the top 10. So Van Aanholt only had 13 Premier League appearances apparently for both. So no, he doesn't make the top 10, but he did play for both teams. Sasha says, number 1 is a keeper. He must be a captain or a legend from one of the other club. No, number 1 isn't a keeper. No, number 1 is not a keeper. Number 1 is a midfielder / striker. And number 4 in this list is a midfielder / defender. So number 1, just to clear it up, number 1 got over 208 appearances. And number 4 got 137 for both Chelsea and Newcastle combined. Shamner, how's it going? Shamner, Chelsea are really bottling the top 5 now. They open the window for Villa and Man U. Not Man U. Chimey says Ruud Gullit. Ruud Gullit never actually played a Premier League game for Newcastle, I don't believe. But even if he did, he wouldn't have made the top 10. He was very late in his career when he became Newcastle manager. I think he played in a pre-season game for him, though. Damien Duff we've got. Yeah, Duff. So just to clarify who we've got so far in this list. Kennedy was number 10. Loic Remy number 9. Lewis Hall number 8. Scott Parker number 7. Demba Ba number 6. Tino Livramento number 5. You've not got number 4 yet. Number 3 was Damien Duff. Number 2 was Celestine Babayaro. And number 1 you're still waiting on getting. So there you go. Keep them coming. Jeremy is correct. Steve Dallas Cowboys. All the way in the US. Jeremy is correct. Number 4, Jeremy Njitap. Cameroonian. Given we're watching the AFCON soon, that's a very coinky dink. But yeah, Jeremy is number 4. He got 137 Premier League appearances. And there you go. Adam's got it right. Adam has got the final one right. It was Gavin Peacock. Gavin Peacock, over 200 appearances for both Chelsea and Newcastle combined. So Gavin Peacock, you may now see him. He's quite frequently on, Match of the Day, and he's a pundit online on quite a few channels. But I think pretty sure he works in Qatar as well. Gavin Peacock. But yeah, he played for Newcastle and Chelsea in kind of the early to mid 90s, early days of the Premier League, but over 200 appearances for both. So he is number 1 on that list in terms of Chelsea Newcastle legends. 100 plus appearances for both clubs. He's the only player to do that, by the way. The only player to get over 100 appearances for Chelsea and Newcastle is Gavin Peacock. Taylor says Demba Ba, we ain't getting top 4. Oh god. Could it be Good Johnson, says Chimey. No, Good Johnson did play for Newcastle, didn't he? But again, I only think he played a couple of games. The number 10 on that list, by the way, was Kennedy, and he got 54 appearances. So there was other players, by the way. Van Aanholt was one. Laurent Charvet. I don't know if you remember Laurent Charvet. He was back end of the 90s, early 2000s for Newcastle. He had a short spell at Chelsea as well. There's not many. There really isn't that many that have played for both. And Nelka never played for Newcastle, Sasha. And not Mutu either. Not Mutu, Gav, no. Jimmy says, if we win today, do we leapfrog Chelsea at this current moment in time? I think we do, mate, yeah. I think we do. If Chelsea were to lose at this moment, let's have a look. What would this result do for the Premier League? Newcastle would move up to 9th. They would go above Everton. They would go above Brighton and above Tottenham. If Liverpool now were to win, they would go a point ahead of Chelsea. Yeah. A point ahead of Chelsea with United to play tomorrow, and United are 1 point ahead of Liverpool. Oh no, United are a level on points with Liverpool. So if we were to beat Spurs, as long as United don't match our result against Villa, You know, we go above United. And to be honest, Leeds play Palace tonight, and Leeds should have the upper hand on Palace. Because, yeah, Palace are stretched. Palace are very, very stretched. Really struggling at the minute, Palace. Liam says Milner is 8 appearances away from beating Barry's record. And Just Madrid says Barca lost to this Chelsea, by the way. Listen, doesn't mean anything. Chelsea had a good side still. Jimmy P says, apparently we have had our downfall key. Allegedly so. There's still time. I'm sure it can get worse. Gav says no. Autu. He was Nigerian, I think he was. Autu. Autu. There's no Autu. Atsu, you mean? Yeah, Christian Atsu. No, Christian Atsu did play for both. Actually, no, he didn't play for both. He never played for Chelsea. He was a Chelsea player, but he never actually played for the first team. He got sent out on loan everywhere. So I don't think he ever actually made an appearance for Chelsea's first team. According to this, he never actually kicked a ball for Chelsea. But yeah, he died in the earthquake in Turkey, wasn't it? I think. Yeah, Christian Atsu it was. Very sad. Rest in peace, Christian Atsu. Ex-Everton player, of course, Prince Rupert. Yeah. Brendan says, hopefully Villa give United a good battering tomorrow. Well, that is something we can definitely agree on, Brendan. Yes, absolutely agree on that one. Liam says, Palace rested loads midweek, but under the lights at Ellen Road, hopefully we can win. I imagine Leeds do get a result against Palace tonight, yeah. And Erdy, what is your favourite football movie or documentary? My favourite football movie or documentary? I liked what was the... Actually, do you know what? I'll go rogue. I was going to say a documentary like, you know, Being Tottenham or whatever it was. You know, the one where Mourinho was having the argument with Danny Rose and stuff like that. I liked all that behind closed doors stuff. And I liked the Sunderland one. I liked all that. But I like Bend It Like Beckham. Bend It Like Beckham's a fabulous fabulous football film. Yeah, Bend It Like Beckham. That would be mine. Or Green Street. Green Street Hooligans. Football Factory. Any of them. DC, no way. Atsu was a favourite to sign in FIFA years ago. And Alfie got to bring Enzo in our midfield. Well, hang on a minute. Is Enzo even on the bench today? I don't even know if he's on the bench, is he? Who could Chelsea bring on? This is a good question. Very, very good question. Who could Chelsea actually bring on here to change things? Hey, Sasha! Sasha's in the starting 11 club. What a guy. Appreciate that, Sasha. Sasha's joined the Premier League Dad starting 11 club. Welcome to the membership club. Good lad, Sasha. Appreciate it, mate. Very, very kind of you. We'll see it in the chat. Gav says, can you name 5 players key who have played for both us and you? Someone tested me with this the other day and I was shocking. They said 10 they wanted. 5 I can do quite easily, but I will say it's only because I was asked this question the other day. So Torres, Benayoun, Moreles, Joe Cole, Daniel Sturridge. They would be an easy 5, but there was a lot more that I didn't get, and I was absolutely gutted. Like Sterling, I didn't get. There was loads. Salah was another one who I didn't get. Loads of players who've played for Liverpool and Chelsea over the years, but I was ashamed that I struggled after I got past. I think I got to about 6, and I was really racking my brain. I couldn't think who they were. I didn't get Salah and I didn't get Sterling. Very poor from me. In fairness, I was mid-live. I was mid in the middle of a stream, and they were testing me, and I lost my head. I'm sorry. I'm evidently not as clever with remembering stuff as I thought. Right, well, we're off second half here anyway. Interact. Come on. Newcastle, get us underway. Ball's all the way back to Ramsdale. Don't think he appreciated that pass. He definitely didn't want that pass. DC, you got 7 key. Don't put yourself down. All right, yeah, there you go. Solanke. Yeah, Solanke as well. He was another one. Blame the wind key. Yeah, the ball, the pitch. You know, it's been raining as well. The old Tyne excuse. It's been raining. Right, yeah, so Enzo is on the bench. Okay, so if you're Enzo Maresca, you could maybe bring on Enzo Fernandez. There's not really anyone else. Listen to that Chelsea bench. A Champong, he isn't going to change the game. Adrabayo, Badiashile, Hato, Guiu, Buonanotte, and Enzo Fernandez. There's Andre Santos as well. There's literally only Enzo Fernandez that they could possibly bring on in an attacking sense that would really cause problems for Newcastle. I didn't realise Esteval was out injured. I've got Esteval as the thumbnail player today for Chelsea. I would never have had Esteval. What we saying says Adam back. Good to see you, man. Right, Lewis Miley on the ball, looking incredibly comfortable, it must be said. I know Voltamader's got 2 so far, but I feel like the way that Lewis Miley's dealt with Garnacho at right back, by the way, as well. I got it completely wrong. I didn't think Miley would be at right back. I thought it would be Murphy or Ramsey. But evidently Eddie Howe has such faith and such trust in this young man. What a player he is. Honestly, he's done really well. So disciplined. Cole Palmer now screaming for the yellow card for Ramsey. Is he going to get a yellow card? I don't think he is. No yellow. No yellow for Ramsey. Steve says, yeah, he unfortunately died from the Turkey earthquake. He was playing for Hatayspor. His last game ever, he scored a goal. Very heartbreaking. Yeah, Christian Atsu. It's a shame, real shame when any player dies. I mean, anyone dies, but especially when it's, you know, a young man. Really sad. Still a long way to go. Sonny says, bring in Esteval, Willian. Esteval's injured, mate. He's not even on the bench. Oh, Brendan, welcome to the Premier League Dad Starting 11 Club. Love it, mate. New member in the Starting 11 Club. Love it, Brendan. Good to see you. Benefits are starting in the next couple of games. You'll see them all start to kick in. It's something I've very recently put together, but very, very good to have 2 new members in this stream, Sasha and Brendan. Good to have you, lads. Regulars. Welcome to the community. Adam says, will they ever change the rules of the 3 p.m. blackout rule or no? I don't know. Do you think they should? I imagine they will at some point, maybe, if there's money to be made. Reece James, strike. Oh, what a goal that is. What a goal that is. Reece James, free kick. Sticks it in the bottom corner. Nothing Ramsdale could do. I actually think Ramsdale, maybe there was something he could do. That looks a little bit tame to me. Reece James hasn't put an awful lot of power in this. It's placed nicely, but it's bottom corner. If a free kick that far out finds the bottom corner, I have to look at the goalkeeper, and the camera keeps panning to Ramsdale. Let's see. Oh, it's off the post. It's a good free kick. It's a good free kick, but I think that's poor from the goalkeeper. Am I being too harsh? I think that's poor from Ramsdale. I think he's got to get across to that. It's a good goal. It's a very, very good goal. I'm not going to be too harsh, but I do. I think he's got to do better there, Ramsdale. And now it's 2-1, and Chelsea straight back in this. Straight back in it. Oh, game on. 50th minute. Enzo Fernandez about to... Oh, he's not coming on. Hey, he was all stripped and ready to go. He's put his top back on now. Evidently, Enzo Maresca said, no, give it a little bit of time. Just wait and see. We don't need to do it just yet. Here's Newcastle playing it in. Oh, Newcastle give the ball away. Poor that from Murphy. Chelsea now on the counter-attack. Big chance here if they get this right. Over to... Oh, it's Cole Palmer. Stood it up. Oh, hit it. Oh, why didn't you hit that first time, you donkey? Oh, Pedro Neto. All he had to do is hit that. He tries to overcomplicate it. That should have been 2-2. That should have been 2-2. Gav says we're going to win this 3-2 now, Key. Hey, you've changed your tune. Christ, you were all up for sacking Enzo Maresca in the halftime chat. Cucurella puts it behind. He took one to his face there. In the face. Red Rebellion, it was a very good free kick. Listen, I'm not taking anything away from the free kick per se, but I just feel like the goalkeeper should maybe have got across to it a bit better. I feel like if you take a free kick that far out and it goes in the bottom corner, keeper's not moved quick enough. Keeper hasn't moved quick enough. Gav, are you nervous for Spurs later on or not worried at all? Listen, I'm always worried. Spurs away is a tough game. Doesn't matter how poor they are or how good Liverpool have been. Spurs away is always a tough game. And Thomas Frank is an excellent manager. I think he will get time at Spurs. I do really think he will turn it round. But he can't afford a defeat. Today's a big, big game for him. Newcastle play the corner short. Only out as far as Murphy. Chelsea cleared it away. Too easy. Adam, will you go live for Villa United? I am, yeah, tomorrow. Villa United I'm live for. I'm live for 2 more today, by the way, just to be clear. I'm live for Spurs Liverpool at 5:30. And I'm live at 8 o'clock tonight for Everton Arsenal. So 2 more games. We're only halfway through the first. It's an absolute football extravaganza today. Oh, ref, I tell you what, they're asking for it. They're asking for it. Anthony Gordon gets absolutely side down there. This might be a check, you know. This might be a check. Anthony Gordon might be a penalty here for Newcastle. Do you know what? That's a pen. That is a penalty. That is a penalty, that. I don't care what anyone says. I tell you what, if the Liverpool one against Leeds is a penalty, that is a pen. Oh my God, he's not giving it. He's not giving it. Oh, ref. They're still going, no, they might check it. Are they going to check it? No, it's done. I tell you what, that's shocking, that. That's shocking. That should be a penalty for me. That should be a pen. That is exactly the same as the Canate one against Leeds. Exactly the same as the Canate one against Leeds. Anthony Gordon should have a penalty for that. Prince Rupert, I thought bubblegum wasn't allowed while playing due to a choking hazard. And Gav says, are you a 3 p.m. kickoff, Key? I'm not, mate. No, I'm not. Liverpool at a 5:30, mate. That's a definite foul. That is a definite foul, definite penalty. I don't understand how that isn't given. Absolute stonewall penalty, says Shay. Jordan says, footballers too soft these days. Brilliant challenge. What we love to see. Oh, has to be a pen, says Jimmy. Sideshow Bob's up there with Bruno on players that wind me up. Oh, I tell you what. Brendan says, how is that not a pen? He clears him out. Graham says he played the man. He never got the ball. That is exactly the same as the Canate one against Leeds. For me, the ball's going out of play. That's the reason why. If that was edge of the box, that's a penalty. But the fact the ball is going out of play, the referee's looked at it and gone, nah. But it is. It's a pen. Clear pen. Referees are tosses as FCB, and Jordan says Gordon as well, even better. Well, here's Cole Palmer. Ball out to the far side. Neto. Hit it. Reece James. Good block. It's going to be a corner. Newcastle defending very, very deep now. They're starting to just drop 5-10 yards, and it's inviting pressure from Chelsea. Be yourself, Dylan. The ref supports Chelsea, and Phil says shoulder charge. Mate, it would be a shoulder charge if he didn't put his leg across him as well. His leg goes across him. That's a foul in anyone's book. He does shoulder charge him, you're right. And it would be, if it was shoulder to shoulder, that would be something else. But if you run and you barge it, that's a foul. You can't run. You can't literally full on run into a player and just go bang with their leg across. You can't do it. It's a foul every day. Every day. Red Rebellion did not even go for the ball. It was a clear pen. I'm baffled by that. Jimmy P, I'd written off James because of injuries, but this guy's amazing in midfield. Yeah, I think his days at right back are now long since gone, to be honest, aren't they? Tolga says, come on, Newcastle, there you go. Turkish supercomputer's quite clear on what's happening here. It's going to be a Newcastle win. That doesn't bode well for Newcastle. Phil says, shoulder made contact first, never a pen. It doesn't matter, Phil. It really doesn't matter. It has to be a penalty, that. And the sheer weight of numbers in the chat here saying that it has to be a pen. It's crazy. Adam says the computer system is a joke. Newcastle win it high. Lewis Hall does well. Here's Anthony Gordon. Over to Lewis Hall again. He's got Ramsey with him. Newcastle, big chance here if they get this right. Oh, Voltemada's got a gamble there. And now Chelsea on the counter-attack. This game's gone into like a basketball game. Neto driving forward. He's got Palmer with him. He's got to hit it. What are you doing? No. Garnacho. Back to Neto. Great strike. Great save. Oh, Chelsea in the box. Garnacho, great defending. Much better that from Livramento. Oh, it's Lewis Miley. It's not even Livramento. Lewis Miley, absolute quality. Anywhere on the pitch, that's a free kick. Jimmy says, Reece James won't make it in the England squad in that position, but he needs to be on free kicks. Do you know what? You say that though, Jimmy. I do think if you put Rice and James together in that midfield, that's a much better solid defensive unit. And if you could also then put Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back, couldn't you? Like, maybe that is how you unlock Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back, is you play Reece James and him together. Trent at right back, Reece James at centre mid with Rice. I mean, ideally you'd want Wharton, but you can't, beggars can't be choosers. Maybe it's Rice and Reece with Trent at right back. That could work for England. Neto decision making is weird, man. It's a bad signing. Yeah, I wouldn't go as far as a bad signing, but he does make some really odd decisions in the final third, doesn't he? Enzo Maresca's been booked. Absolutely raging. Wigan 0, Blackpool 1. Ashley Fletcher scored. Oh, the Ticks are behind at the DW. The Stadia del DW. Not the fortress it once was. Gav says, why don't we like to shoot for? Always looking for the right pass. Just shoot. This is it with Chelsea. They're overcomplicating things, aren't they? They get into the box, get into some good positions. Oh, what a turn that is by Murphy. He skinned Kukureya. And it's going to be a corner to Newcastle. It's a throw-in. Did very, very well there. Really well. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for sharing, by the way, on TikTok. Really appreciate it. If you want to help us out, head over to YouTube. Make sure you go and follow, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Massively helps if you can get over to the other place as well. Brendan, what do you make of the Cameroon situation? Illuminate me. Educate me. What's the Cameroon situation, Brendan? I really should know about this because I'm watching Cameroon. We're doing a live watch-along of Cameroon next week for the AFCON, early next week. So I need to know about the Cameroon situation. Tell me about it. Are we talking about... No, we're not. I thought he was talking about Assane Diao and Senegal, and that's completely different. What's the Cameroon situation? I might be aware of it, but I don't know what we're referring to specifically. Jimmy P says, 2 squads going to the AFCON, apparently, Key. Really? I don't know anything about that. Hang on, let me Google it. I'll have a look. Let me familiarise myself. Football Marble Racing, FMR. How's it going? Hey up, lad. Good to see you. FMR. Let me see what Cameroon is. Cameroon AFCON squad. What's going on? What is going on? Why there are 2 squad lists and why Andre Onana still misses out. That's brilliant. They've picked 2 squads and Onana's not in either of them. Oh, United, 50 million quid on him. Bloody hell. Right, how the dispute started. The saga can be traced back to Samuel Eto'o's re-election as Cameroon FA president in late November. The former Barcelona and Inter Milan forward received 97% of the votes, which he took as a mandate to fire head coach Marc Brice. The Perr shared a long-standing animosity. He'd never been Eto'o's choice. It was the country's sports ministry that opted to hire the Belgian coach in April 2024. And in his place, Eto'o appointed David Pagou and made him the man who would lead Cameroon to the AFCON. However, the story didn't end there. Oh, fucking hell. Honestly, football in Africa is just... Manager is claiming he hasn't actually been sacked yet. Brice has claimed he's not been formally dismissed. And he's still actually in charge of the team. I've not been formally dismissed. I'm still manager. So now they have 2 squad lists. I'm guessing one picked by Brice. Yeah, Brice released his own squad list even though he's been sacked. And then there's another squad list by Pagou. Oh my God. Brice, it has to be said, is not best pleased and he's speaking to French media and oh my God. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's insane for Cameroon. Never heard that one. Yeah, they've basically got 2 managers, one of whom has been sacked, but he's still picking a squad for the AFCON. That's crazy. Gav says, see, if you don't beat Spurs, Key, do you think all the hate will return from some of your fan base? I mean, listen, only from Player FC. Like all clubs, we've got fans who don't really understand what they're talking about and just ultimately... They're fans of a player. They're not fans of the club. They're fans of Salah, and they're using any slight Liverpool error or whatever to have a pop around a slot in the club, and it's sad, but it's evidently Player FC. It's not coming from proper fans anyway. Prince Rupert says, make the squads play each other and the winner gets to play at the AFCON. I think they've both picked similar players though. It's not an entirely different set of players, but there's some players that aren't included. Jimmy P says, remember that ref that blew the whistle 10 minutes early? Was that the AFCON? Yeah, it was. This is why I'm going to be one of the few YouTubers covering the AFCON. I'm one of the very few. I'm doing Mali v Zambia on Monday. I'm doing Senegal v Botswana on Tuesday. I'm doing Ivory Coast, Gabon, Cameroon v Gabon, Uganda v Nigeria. I've got all them coming up over the next week or so. Make sure you follow me. We'll be doing watch-alongs for the AFCON. There is always chaos in the AFCON, whether it's referees blowing up 10 minutes early or, oh, what a pass that is. Oh, unlucky. Referees blowing up 10 minutes early or, you know, score lines of like 6-5 and stuff like that. Brendan, can't accuse you of just being a Salah fan anyway. No, well, you've accused me of far worse, haven't you, mate? Nuka Pluto says no Morocco. I haven't got... No, Morocco and Egypt are 2 sides I'd like to watch. Although I'm guessing Brendan would argue there's no way he'll watch Egypt. But Morocco and Egypt I'd like to do at some point. And I'm pretty sure we will do in January. But up to now, the schedule has not allowed me the opportunity to watch them. I will do at some point, I'm sure. Who are the faves for... Who are the faves for AFCON? Senegal, quite comfortably, yeah. We'll be watching them against Botswana on Tuesday, and they honestly should put 6 or 7 past Botswana. Alex, hi Key, see no central defenders coming in. Shocking with that news. We have Kanate and Virgil. I'm sure we'll bring one in. Definitely one in. FMR says, how about I do Key sponsored prediction vids for the AFCON? Like it. I like it. Gav says, blowing up 10 minutes early. What the hell, Key? Why did they do that? Again, it was alleged corruption. You can Google it. Go and check it out. It was a game in the AFCON. It might have even been in the last AFCON. Yeah, it was a mad game though. And the referee blew up. I think they'd just given 6 minutes of added on time or something like that, and he blew up. I think in 88 or 87 or something like that. It was chaotic, and he was like, "Why have you blown up so early?" And he just went, off, down to the tunnel. Nuka Pluto, the thing about AFCON, most teams play block defence in the back, so it's hard to predict. And Brendan says one of the Cameroon strikers is closing in on Eto'o's record. Yeah, Abubakar. He's not in the Eto'o-backed squad. I've seen that, yeah. Vincent Abubakar is very close to breaking Eto'o's Cameroon scoring record, and he doesn't want him in the squad. That's very true. Good save from Robert Sanchez that time. Liam Manning, Coventry down to 10 and drawing at... Coventry down to 10 and drawing with... Oh, Chelsea are in. This should be 2-2. Should be 2-2. It is 2-2. Is it going to stand? Is it going to stand? It's João Pedro. It's the player that Newcastle wanted this summer. João Pedro rejected Newcastle and he's just scored. And it's a bit of a howler from Malik Chow, I think. Oh, I tell you what. Chelsea level, and I've got to say, both goals I still think should have been prevented. Not great from Newcastle. Not great from a Newcastle perspective, but it's 2-2. Malik Chow, who a lot of Newcastle fans have said is one of their signings of the season, maybe one of their best signings they've had. Robert Sanchez picks this ball up, gets him straight on the counter-attack. Huge praise for Robert Sanchez here. What a ball this is. He plays it over. Oh, it's a slip. It's poor from Malik Chow. Really poor. Too easy, that. Too easy. And João Pedro makes it 2-2. Steve says the accident happened in Mali v Tunisia, right? What, the early kickoff? Or the early finish? I'm not sure, you know. Prince Rupert says, looks like you might be right here, Gav. Plenty of time for a win. Oh, there's definitely a winner in this one. There is definitely a winner in this one. 100% winner. I am certain we'll see a winner in this one. Absolutely certain. And it's looking like a Chelsea winner, if we're dead honest. It's probably going to be a Chelsea winner. It's looking far more likely to be a Chelsea winner than anything else anyway. Three-star Reds, the supercomputer's blown a fuse. Tolga's got the screwdriver out. Will says, great point if Southampton can take a win here. That'll be more than a point then, won't it? Here's Garnacho down the left-hand side. Chelsea in. Oh, unlucky. Is that a save? Is it a save? No, I think he just skies it. Unlucky. Gav says, can you all see the smile disappear off Kay's face now? Fucking on your bike. There was never a smile. Like I said, I was always pretty chill about this one. Nuka Pluto, I had Chelsea one away win, so a 2-0 comeback is crazy. Right, well, Johan Wisser, enter stage left. Here we go. Can he be the difference maker? He was in midweek against Fulham, wasn't he? Got the early goal for him, and could he drag him back into this one? They certainly lost a little bit of momentum here, Newcastle. Newcastle looking tired now, says Liam. All the energy out from the first half. They should have been further ahead, shouldn't they? This is it. We talked about this in Palace and United. When teams are on top and they're in front, that you've got to go and kill the game. You've got to go and kill the game. If you get to half-time, what did I say at half-time? 2-0 is a dangerous scoreline. It only takes that one Chelsea goal and the momentum switches, and that's exactly what we've seen. Really, really poor from Newcastle not to kill the game off in the first half. Ben says, defo going to have to watch that howler back after this. It's poor from Malik Chow. Very poor. Here's Anthony Gordon. Oh, unlucky. It's a great run, this from Lewis Hall. Claim for a penalty. You're not getting it. Oh, he's give a free kick. He's give a free kick here. Hey, and Bruno's gone straight over to him and said, hey, any chance of a pen, ref? Any chance that was in the area when he made the foul? The refs give the foul outside. That was a foul. Yeah, that was a definite foul. I mean, he's gone down in the area. That's the foul there from Caicedo outside. But when he gets in the box, yeah, it's a foul outside the area. Foul outside the area. Ben says his Chow finish. No, he's German. Yeah, I think he's basically Joel Matip, isn't he? He's German Cameroonian. I'm pretty sure there's German Cameroonian heritage with Malik Chow. I could be wrong, but I'm sure I read that somewhere. Let me have a look. He's German international, but I think Cameroonian heritage. Ah, no. Senegalese, not Cameroonian. And it was, by the way, funnily enough, yeah, Finnish mum, Senegalese dad. I don't know where I've got Matip from. I thought it was... Is it because he played for... It's because he played for Schalke. That's why. Matip, Schalke. German defender of African origin, coming out of the Schalke Academy. That's where my brain's gone. But no, Senegalese dad, Finnish mother, German international, Malik Chow. Poor result, or poor error there for him to make it 2-2. Right, free kick here for Newcastle. Anthony Gordon stood over it. Is it Shah over it as well? Lewis Hall over it now. I think Anthony Gordon's left it. Shah. Oh my God, 2 points for Wigan. Absolutely shocking from Fabian Shah. Liam says, like Barnes is Scottish. Harvey Barnes, I'm telling you, I've called it already. He is going to start that Scottish accent. It's going to start rolling out about February time. You're just going to start to see it roll into interviews a little bit. He'll go from full English to... Oh, I thought the lads played well, I thought I played really well there. And all of a sudden, Harvey Barnes called up to the Scotland squad for the World Cup. Gav says, don't forget, drop a like, everyone, as it really helps out the channel. Oh, Gav, what a guy. Really appreciate that, Gav. Hey, I tell you what does help out the channel. You clipping me up. Get me on the old thumbnails, kid. Help me out. Get me on alongside Pig. Me and Pig like that for Christmas. See if you can edit us in. Prince Rupert, Rose Head free kick. It was poor, that really, wasn't it? Yeah, it was quite poor. Steve says, yeah, when the referee blew, it was in Mali v Tunisia. Right, I'll have a look at that one. Cheers, Steve. I remembered it happening, but I didn't see what game it was in. Shell, afternoon, Mr. Thomas. Hope you get a draw against Spurs and we slaughtered Arsenal. No chance, Shell. No chance. DMC photos. Poor, that's being kind, Key, eh? What are we saying? But good to see you, Shell. How's things? Jake says, Newcastle had a lot of chances in the first half and couldn't finish them. Now it's costing them. Yeah. Chelsea claiming for a free kick. They're not getting it, though. And again, like I said, Cole Palmer, he's been on the periphery today, hasn't he? Given how important a player he is for Chelsea, Cole Palmer in that number 10, he's not done anything. Oh, that's a run. It's a claim for a penalty again. You're not getting it. You're not getting it. He is going to check it. Harvey Barnes is screaming for the penalty. You're not going to get it, though. Reece James comes across. No, that's a dive. See, that is a dive. That is a dive. That's a huge dive. Graham, Shell, I'm going into Liverpool soon to watch the games. You're going into Liverpool City, watching the 5:30 and the 8 o'clock. Hey, enjoy your night out, Graham. Prince Rupert says, Newcastle robbed of a pen too, though. Has to be said, would be fuming if I was Tyne right now. Yeah, the penalty on Anthony Gordon was a clear one. The referee's call of no penalty to Newcastle was checked and confirmed by VAR, with the contact from Chalobah on Gordon deemed to be side-to-side in a shielding action and the ball within playing distance. That is ridiculous. There you go. So, evidently, TNT also think it should have really been a penalty. But the justification's all wrong, in my opinion. That's poor. Took a wee dive there, the Scots. Don't like Scottish players having a dive. Shell, still sore, but I'm okay, Tar. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad to hear of it. Yeah, you're always going to feel a bit... Seizures always knock you for a few days, don't they? You have that... What's it called? Postictal whatever. Yeah, either way. Shell, who does Graham support? Have a lovely... He's a red! He's a red, Shell! He's a red, you won't like him. He's a dirty copite like me. Newcastle are the masters of diving, says Jake. Hey, Chelsea aren't far behind him. They're not far behind him, you know. Right, last 15 here at St James's Park. Beat yourself, Dylan. Nah, it was near Dave. It was near Dave, I'm telling you. Newcastle on the right-hand side now. There's a winner in this. I'm telling you, there's a winner in this game. I am absolutely certain of it. Definitely a winner. And Newcastle are starting to get their foot on the ball a touch more now. Chelsea are just dropping. They're just dropping back 5-10 yards. We said Newcastle did that in the first half. And Chelsea kind of started to produce a bit more. So Chelsea now look like they're playing a little bit more on the counter-attack. Here's Caicedo. He's been better second half. They've needed him. Definitely needed him. This is good from Neto here. Chelsea driving at the heart of Newcastle defence. He's got Garnacho far side. Gives it away, Neto. Again, really poor choice. And you can see how frustrated Cole Palmer is. Look at Cole Palmer throwing his arms up in the air. He's absolutely raging at Neto. And then look at that. Garnacho chasing all the way back. Wins the ball. Wins a free kick. Where was that attitude from Garnacho at Manchester United? Absolutely sensational work ethic that from Alejandro Garnacho. Just what you want from your winger. Picks the ball up, loses it, and actually it wasn't even him who lost it. It was Neto. But he drove back, wins the ball back, and then gets his team a free kick. Takes off all the pressure. Did really well there, Garnacho. Credit where it's due. Steve says they'll just write a statement to say I am sorry like they did for Liverpool against Tottenham for the Luis Diaz goal. Yeah. Howard Webb with another statement. Here's Johan Wisser. Great ball in. Newcastle must be. Oh, what a tackle that is. It's a claim for a penalty, but what a tackle from Reece James. He is absolute certainty for man of the match today. And Harvey Barnes isn't even claiming a penalty. It's an incredible tackle from Reece James. Oh, he's miles on side. There's no need for the check. Harvey Barnes. Oh, you've got to get that shot away. You've got to. That's an unbelievable tackle, that. That's a brilliant tackle. Great tackle from Reece James. Did really well there. And it's a corner to Newcastle. Still 2-2, mind. But Reece James just saved a certain goal. Elanga is poor, honestly. Shadow of himself at Forest. Newcastle corner. Sanchez clears it away. They're hanging on a little bit here, Chelsea. Hanging on now. Last 15. Still a long way to go. There's a winner in this, I'm telling you. Definitely a winner. Oh, it's brilliant play by Neto. It's an absolutely brilliant piece of play. He's got Cole Palmer with him. Oh, they're bursting forward here. Pedro, if he gets the ball right, what are you doing, Neto? Oh, Garnacho with a poor choice of pass there. And Tonali wins the ball back. That's going to be a free kick to Newcastle, is it? Oh... Nuka Pluto says they have James rating at 6.9. What the hell? I mean, defensively, he's been top quality, but the free kick, everything, his use of the ball today, his passing, his leadership, he's been absolutely everywhere, Reece James. Definitely man of the match for me today. And here is Andre Santos, is it, I think, coming on for Cole Palmer. That's no surprise. I hate to say it. I keep calling it. People keep not listening to me. I'm telling you, you can't play Cole Palmer as a 10. He's not a number 10. He isn't a number 10. It's the worst idea. Every time you put this player in the number 10, he's one of the big, best stars in the Premier League, one of the biggest players that Chelsea have. They have to get him in his right position. Putting him at number 10, he's on the periphery the whole game. He's floating in and out of, space. He gets marked out. He never gets the ball to feet. And as we've seen, it's Garnacho dominating. It's Neto dominating. They are the ones who've had most of the ball today. Cole Palmer, I'd love to see how many touches Cole Palmer's had today. Bet it's not that many. Prince Rupert, too bad about all the injuries for Reece James. He's an amazing player. Yeah, absolute top quality. And Baz, he's a number 10. He was number 20 last season, Key. He's not... Well, it may be his shirt number. Maybe a shirt number, but I'm telling you, in every other way, he is not a number 10. Here's Caicedo, strike! Jesus Christ, flashbacks to the Liverpool game there. Caicedo rattling it from 25, 30 yards out, and it was just wide of the postage stamp there. Ramsdale was nowhere near it. Oh, yeah, good effort from Caicedo, just wide. Brendan says Palmer is just massively overrated, to be honest. Can't believe he made the FIFA 11. I don't agree. I don't agree that he's overrated. But they're definitely not getting the best out of him. Here's João Pedro. Oh, unlucky. And now Newcastle on the break. Steve says Newcastle will win this in the 90-plus minutes. Injury time. Didn't even know Cole Palmer was playing, says Liam. He's a winger, surely. Definitely. Tej, I turned the match on 15 minutes ago and didn't even realise Palmer was on. That's been his game all day. And that's not really, in my opinion, that's not Cole Palmer's fault. I feel like if you put Bukayo Saka in that position in the number 10, it would be the exact same thing. Cole Palmer and Bukayo Saka are players. They're quite different players, but they are cut from the same cloth in that they excel when they receive the ball out wide and drift in. They cannot be that player that plays in between the two lines. They're not operating in that space. That's not where they play well. Reece James corner. Flicked on near post. It's going to be a goal kick. Steve says, don't forget FIFA choose this guy over Rafinha in the best 11. Well, yeah, I mean, listen, we know that these things are political, don't we, ultimately? It's going to be a yellow card again. The ref has been very, very card happy. And Andre Santos, who's only been on for all of 2 minutes, has received a yellow card already. Brendan says Saka has played 10 and done fine. Palmer is just not as good. Yeah, maybe that's your opinion. I would say different. I would say Saka's a very, very talented wide player, and Cole Palmer is also a very, very talented wide player. Putting them both in at the 10 doesn't make any sense at all. It reduces their impact. It reduces their effect. So why on earth would you try? Jake says, Newcastle fell off in the second half. They do this all the time. Yeah. Start strong and fade away. The Newcastle way. João Pedro now booked. FMR says, I'd love to see Saka at Liverpool to replace Salah. Yeah, I don't think that's happening anytime soon. I think there's a lot of players who could replace Salah. But none of them could replace him in terms of his goals, and neither could Saka, to be honest. That's poor from Newcastle again. Shell, didn't Palmer play at a winger via us last week? I'm not sure, Shell. I couldn't tell you. I still haven't even seen the Everton-Chelsea goals. Graham, yes, in Rocking Horse or Smoky Moors. Prince Rupert says, Raheem Sterling, man, that guy is living the life in the bomb squad at Chelsea, earning 300k a week. He's loving it, isn't he? He's absolutely loving it. Adam, how many minutes do you think they had on? For the game we've had, I would imagine it's going to be maybe a 6 or 7. I think there's going to be time for him, definitely. Jake says, also think the ref's favourite colour is yellow. How many's he booked now? I think it's 5 for Chelsea alone. If Chelsea get one more booked, don't they get a fine from the FA? I think if you get 6 players booked in one game... Well, I mean, they've already got Enzo Maresca booked as well. But I think if you get 6 players booked in one game, you get a fine from the FA for failing to control your players. Or a charge from the FA, I'm sure. How true that is, I don't know. What a ball! Oh my God, I thought he'd scored! Harvey Barnes, how have you missed it? Oh, he'll get a call up to Scotland playing like that. It's an absolutely unbelievable opportunity for Newcastle to win it. Oh, it's a great ball in. And all he has to do is get that on target. So poor. Slices it wide. Steve says, I know PR played a huge impact on that, but what did Cole do last season? His goals against PSG, Rafinha did that more time against big clubs than him. Garnacho, strike! Over the bar, and it's a goal kick. Yeah, like I said, Rafinha's a top player too. I would have expected him to be in there, but... Oh, do you know what? He shins that. Harvey Barnes. If he gets that on target, it's a goal. What a goal as well. Brendan says Garnacho should have been sent off too. Spurs 38, I'm scared for later. Oh my God. Listen, if ever there was a team that Spurs can get the Thomas Frank can get his team back together. If there's ever a team that you can turn up against, it's Liverpool. This Liverpool side will give you opportunities, I'm telling you. We've been better. We've been a lot better recently. We're unbeaten in 5, back-to-back wins. We're starting to play a bit better, but you'll get opportunities against us. I am sure of that. Frosinone 1, Spezia 0, Preston 0, Norwich 1. Clement. Norwich new manager, Clement, with looking like it might be an away win at Preston at Deepdale. Norwich, what a turnaround that is. Makama with a goal, sorry. Makama with the goal for Norwich at Deepdale. And Preston. I was really hoping we'd see Preston in the Premier League next season, but Preston and Millwall both losing currently. The teams that are in 3rd and 4th in the Championship. Shell, if you don't mind me asking, Prince Rupert, are you Norwegian or just live there? I am. Yeah, he is. He's a Norwegian lad. Basically, I bet he looks like Erling Haaland. He's an absolute double for Erling Haaland. Jake says Barnes knows how to get it done, and Spurs says Jake Paul yesterday. Oh my God, his jaw, it's mad. Well, you're gonna get something like that if you fight Anthony Joshua. Brendan, Liverpool are gonna batter Spurs with a statement performance before going on a league-winning run. Yes, come on. Yes, I'd love that. Love that, especially if Everton got a win against Arsenal as well tonight. It's the first time in a while me and Shell are going to be on the same team. We're going to be rooting for the Blues tonight. Here's Cucurella. Chelsea could win it late. It's a corner. It's a corner. Jake says, I would scream if Lewis Miley scored a last-minute goal and did 6-7 as a celebration. Here we go. Reece James coming over to take the corner for Chelsea. Oh, good grief. Good grief. Absolutely massive, that stand, isn't it, at St James's Park. Reece James corner. Puts it in near post. Ramsdale, nice claim. Really good claim. And now Newcastle counter. Big chance here if they get this right. He's one-on-one. He's one-on-one. He's got 2 with him. No, what are you doing? Pass it. Pass it. Anthony Elanga, why aren't you passing it? Oh, no. All he's got to do. It's all he's got to do. It's shocking. Ramsdale does everything right. It's a wonderful pass out from Aaron Ramsdale. Elanga's driving forward. He's one-on-one with the keeper. He gets held up by Cucurella, but he's got 2 players with him. Pass it off. It's such a waste. It's a waste from Elanga. It's such a waste, that. And Willock's now come on for Newcastle. Who for? Maybe Tonali? Ramsey. Yeah, Ramsey off, Willock on. Ramsey on, Willock off. Or rather, Ramsey off, Willock on. Enzo Maresca's not happy. He's really not happy. Listen, just while we've got a slight break in play, I do just want to mention something I've not yet mentioned on the stream. While we're over Christmas, I've chosen not to have a sponsor over Christmas. I am sponsoring Crisis. It's over this side, isn't it? Crisis Homeless Appeal at Christmas. If you want to, if you're gonna, don't give me any super chats. I don't want it. I want them. If you can give any money, anything at all, give it to these guys. They do wonderful work at Christmas, trying to get people off the streets. Absolutely wonderful at Christmas to try and get vulnerable people off the streets. It's not a good time of year. It's cold. People are going to be sleeping on the streets tonight. So any money that you can spare at all, even if it's just a couple of quid, it'll get people a warm meal, somewhere safe for them to sleep, somewhere where they can shelter away from the cold for a night or two. And Crisis do really good stuff in terms of helping people get, employment and get benefits and, advice on how to get housing and all this stuff, so they're not just not homeless for the night. They get, long-term support. So if you can help Crisis get people off the street, there's over 300,000 families who are facing homelessness this year. Horrible, horrible times. Help them if you can. What a Brew says something special about the lunchtime kickoffs. What a cracking game. What a cracking game it's been. 2-2. Always early kickoffs are really good, aren't they, to be honest? Adam says, what time will you be live for Tottenham Hotspur? I'm live at 4:45, I think. 4:45, 4:30. Yeah, about 45 minutes to an hour before kickoff. Marco73, good on you, Key. Where can I donate? It's the link, mate. The link is in the bottom. There's a QR code in the bottom, not this side, that side. There's a QR code down here. There's a QR code down here, which will be on screen in a minute. There's also a link in the description. If you can, no pressure, but it's a big, big and important thing. Like I said, it's really, really good. Anything you can spare, help them if you can. No Ekatiki magic today, please. I'll take, like I said, I'll take a 1-0 off Ekatiki's arse. 5 minutes left at St James's Park here. 3-Star Reds is the Spurs game live on TV, Key. It is, mate, yeah, it is. It's 5:30 Sky Sports, I believe. Graham says it's been a good game to watch for the neutrals, this one. Always is, yeah. Chelsea-Newcastle is always... I mean, any game at St James's Park, it feels like it's end-to-end. It's been a bit of a basketball game this season. If Newcastle are on telly at St James's Park, there's been goals, hasn't there? Look at the Liverpool game earlier this season. 3-2, Rio Engamoa. That one might be up high on my list of goals, list of games this season. What a Brew says, I was at the game in the Cup last season. Absolutely terrifying being in the Spurs end. Here's Garnacho. 2.5 minutes to go here. Are we going to get a winner? Is there a winner in this one? Notts County 0, Walsall 0. Table-topping clash in League 2 is over. First v second, share a point. Ball whipped in, too easy that, Aaron Ramsdale claims. Yeah, it's going to be a shared point at Notts County today between County and Walsall. PNCVA, honest opinion on Spurs v Liverpool today. I think Liverpool win, and I think Thomas Frank gets sacked. I hope I'm wrong, though, because well, not I hope I'm wrong. I'm a Liverpool fan. I want us to win. But I hope Thomas Frank keeps his job. I think he's a wonderful manager. Spurs shouldn't be sacking him. But it isn't working. Patently, whatever he's doing isn't working. And I think Liverpool get the win. Spurs 38, I hope we lose that badly, and then Frank goes. You shouldn't do that, mate. You can't ever not support your team. Your team, you've always got to back. We want a better manager. Thomas Frank's a great manager. He's an absolutely fantastic manager. 3-Star Reds, we have another game live on Sky tonight. Don't know who's playing, but I do know they're called the Blue Noses. Yeah, Everton Arsenal, 8 o'clock. I'll be on for that one as well. So there's 2 games on tonight. Well, there's 3, but I'm going to be doing 2 of them. I'm doing Spurs Liverpool at 5:30, and I'm doing Everton Arsenal at 8 o'clock. So I'll be live for both of them. If you haven't yet, please do consider clicking like on the video. Please share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I am live every single day watching games of football with you. We've got a fantastic community on here. Fans of all different types of clubs. 3-Star Reds, big Forest fan. We've got Swifty, a big Notts County fan. Prince Rupert and Shell, big Everton fans. I'm a big Liverpool fan. Plenty of people in the chat. United fans, Chimey and Shay. We've got loads of different fans in the chat. That's not a pen. That's not a pen. That's not a pen. It's not a pen. Harvey Barnes screaming again. He's going down too easy. Jake, if you can't support your team when you lose, don't support them when they win or draw. That's a very fair point. Red Rebellion Spurs squad is just bang average. No top manager is touching that team. Yeah, that wasn't a penalty. Eddie Gaming, I'm a Bayer fan. Nice, Bayer Leverkusen. Lovely. And Brendan, there are United fans in the chat. How have you allowed that? If I could ban, believe me, if I could filter people allowed by club, be a very clear Very clear ones who weren't allowed. T16, I'm a Huddersfield fan. Hey, we've got a few Terriers in. I've been to the John Smiths a few times. Yeah, Scrum Down Live, James, he's a big Huddersfield fan. We've got plenty of Huddersfield fans in the chat as well. Will says, Key, what's your Liverpool predicted lineup for the game today? I think it's going to be the same one as the Brighton game, to be honest. Don't think anything changes. Maybe Bradley comes in for Gomez. There's a check here for a penalty, but I don't think he's going to give it, is he? Is he going to give it? I think he is. I think he might be, you know. No, I didn't think it was. It was never, ever, ever a penalty, that. Or a red card. Preston won, Norwich won. They've equalised late on at Deepdale. Yeah, it was a red card check. Lewis Miley, player of the match. It's exactly what I said earlier. Miley for Newcastle, certainly. Reece James would be the other one. But Lewis Miley and Reece James have been terrific today. Absolutely top quality. Eddie, I mean Bayern Munich fan, but I'm also a Liverpool fan too. Sorry. I thought you meant Bayer as in Bayer. Not Bayern. Sorry. There you go. Graham says that should have been last man. Gordon should have got a pen, says NUFC Isaac. I agree with that, Isaac. I agree. I think Anthony Gordon should have had a pen. It's full time, though. Full time. 2-2. Chelsea pinch a point at St James's Park. Did they deserve it? That's the question. Was that a fair point? I'm not sure, you know. I'm really not sure. I don't think it was, you know. Chimey, why do you want to filter Liverpool fans out the chat, Key? I don't, mate. I like that we've got a nice mixed bag in here. It's good, isn't it? I like that we've got a nice mixed bag and we can all give each other shit and it's all good. It's a good laugh. It's what it's about. This is why you don't get this as much on if you're watching like AFTV or The Red Men or, you know, Toffee TV or any. They're all fantastic channels, by the way, but they're all club channels. You get a little bit of an echo chamber naturally in there. In here, it's good. It's good fun. You get a bit of everyone all having a mix. Brendan, Chimey, it's Salah fans he's after. It's the Chinese he's after. I'm not after the Chinese. I love Father Ted. Sorry if you didn't get that quote. I'm not actually having a go at the Chinese. Jake says, see you later, Key. Hopefully a Liverpool win. Yeah, I'll be on at about 4:30, about 2 hours for the Liverpool game. So I'll enjoy the 3 o'clock kickoffs. We'll talk through the 3 o'clock kickoffs and the results of some big games coming up at 3 o'clock. Who have we got kicking off in 20 minutes? Bournemouth, Burnley, Brighton, Sunderland, City, West Ham, Wolves and Brentford. Hey, could Wolves get their first win of the season, I wonder? Wolves against Brentford. I feel like if they're going to get a win anytime soon, Wolves, it's going to be that one, isn't it? That's exactly the sort of game where they need to be getting points, really. So yeah, Wolves v Brentford, Man City, West Ham. I mean, City have got to win that one to put the pressure on Arsenal for later. Brighton, Sunderland. That could go either way, couldn't it? That could go either way. If I had to put fingers in the draw, I'd say Bournemouth, Burnley's going to be a Bournemouth win. There's no way you're beating 4-4 against United last week. Bournemouth should be sticking 2 or 3 past Burnley at home, shouldn't they? So I'd back Bournemouth in that one. Brighton, Sunderland, I think that one's both teams to score, Sunderland or draw. Brighton were terrible against West Ham last week. They were awful against us last week. I'm going to go for Sunderland or draw, both teams to score in that one. Man City, West Ham. I'd go City with a handicap on that one. I think City put 2 or 3 past them. City -1 I think would be a good shout. And Wolves, Brentford. Again, I'd go Wolves with a +1 head start. I think if Brentford do win that, they're only going to win by 1. Wolves tend to have been quite good defensively recently, a little bit better than... I mean, they were good against Arsenal, weren't they? They've sort of stepped up a little bit, but it's just whether or not they can sustain it. So yeah, Wolves v Brentford. I'd go for, I think, Brentford or draw, but maybe Wolves with a +1 head start. 1.5. Callum says Bournemouth 2-1, Brighton, Sunderland 2-2, City 3-1, West Ham, and Wolves, Brentford 0-0. Shell, good luck, Sam, if you're here. Father Ted is boss. Prince Rupert, and you're all right too. Oh, cheers, man. Thank you. The mix of fans is what I like about this channel. And the handsome host. The devilishly charming, handsome host as well, I'm sure. Right, see you later, Key. Take it easy. Wouldn't call AFTV good, Key. And that's from Reese, an Arsenal fan. That's not me saying that, by the way. FMR says, just about to do my prediction vids for Bournemouth v Burnley. Yeah, go and check them out, people. Lou Harwood, watch Everton get a result because we shouldn't. Not one person thinks we have a chance when we are best. Well, hey, Lou, I'll be watching tonight, mate. I'm hoping you do. I am cheering on. I am fully Everton tonight. Team Ev. Come on, the Ev. I'll be there. I might even do a bit of a... Should we do an air horn? Air raid siren when the live starts? Father Ted mention. Voltamada's man of the match, says Jake. Well, Lewis Miley and Reece James were my calls. I think Lewis Miley got the man of the match from TNT. But yeah, good result this for... Well, I guess a good result for both teams. I think on the balance of play, both teams would be pretty content with a point. Newcastle going in 2-0 up at half-time. Eddie Howe will be devastated that they've thrown it away. So Newcastle fans probably slightly more disappointed. Chelsea will know going to St James's Park is very difficult. Anything you get away at St James's Park, especially after seeing City get dismantled here. Arsenal needed a late winner. Liverpool needed a late winner. You know, let's be honest, it's no slight to get a point at St James's. It really isn't. They've done well. So not knocking Chelsea at all. Not a bad result for them. I think Newcastle might be a little bit less happy with the fact they were 2-0 up. Lou says, no and die, Garner, Dewsbury Hall, and Grealish is hit and miss. Oh, Grealish is hit and miss. Do you think he'll play Diblin today, Lou? Do you think Diblin starts on the right, or do you think he goes a bit safe and puts McNeil out there? I think he's got to give Tyler Diblin a go at some point. What do you think, Shell? Rupert, what are we thinking? Prince Rupert, put your Everton shirt on later, Key. I can't do that. Christ, that'll lose immediate credibility with the whole Liverpool fan channels and Liverpool. I can't ever say I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm rocking up to Everton shirts. No chance. I've only ever worn an Everton shirt once. Only once in my entire life. And it was because my uncle was a big Everton fan, and we all wore Everton shirts to his funeral. What a guy. Lots of love to him. But that was a one-off thing. That was a total one-off thing. I'd never do it again. Shell says, yep, Diblin, in my opinion. 3-star Reds football bet not doing well, but 2 out of 3 on the Nags. 2 out of 2 on the Nags. Good lad. Prince Rupert says, knowing Moyes, he'll probably go for McNeil, but I'd prefer to see the Dibbler. The Dibbler. Reece says, hate to say it, but Reece James is England's best right back at the moment. He plays centre mid today. Can't even say he's the best right back. He isn't playing there for Chelsea. His best performances are coming in centre mid, aren't they? It's mad. Adam, okay, big up. And Sasha, blue doesn't suit. Blue doesn't suit you. Oh, cheers, Sasha. Thanks, mate. Cheers for that. Lou, I think McNeil has pictures of Moyes' wife. Fair enough. This shy boy can't think of a better reason to wear a rival kit. Respect, Key. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. It's been a while. We've not seen you on the channel for a couple of weeks. Hopefully you're all good, man. Adam, did you see the City lineup? I haven't. No, let's have a quick look at the City lineup. I am gonna end the live before the 3 o'clock start, but let's have a look at the City lineup. City lineup is Donnarumma, Nunes, Diaz, Gvardiol, and O'Reilly. Silva, Nico, Reinders, Cherky, Foden, Haaland. And Jared Bowen's a lone centre forward for West Ham. Quite obvious what West Ham are going for here. Oh, yeah, no, I think that could be a bad day. That could be a bad day for West Ham. I think it could be 3 or 4 minimum. Going strong, City again, says Adam. City, West Ham, Brighton, Sunderland, Burnley, away at Bournemouth and Wolves, Brentford. Those 4 games we'll talk about at the 5:30. I'm going to be live later, like I said. Come and join me. If you haven't already, please do consider liking the video. Please do consider subscribing. I'm live every single day. I'm live for the 5:30 Spurs Liverpool, and I'm live for Arsenal Everton tonight. I'll hopefully see you for them later. If you're around, make sure you've given us a like and all that good stuff. And I'll see you tonight. Take it easy. Have a lovely, lovely Saturday if I'm not seeing you again. Take it easy.